And we're live. Okay. Let me check that I am live. Yes.
I'll go ahead and pull up the stream on Firefox on the side so I can keep moderating.
Okay. I
Just in case.
might not have any chatters, but
You know what?
we're,
It's fine.
we're here to have fun. It's okay
We're
if
here to
there's
have.
no one chatting.
I'm here to cause you mayhem and chaos in your daily life.
Yes, that works too.
Armchair detectives, yes.
Right.
Let's see, and I am muted. We're good to go there. Well, the stream is muted, not me specifically.
Right. Okay, let's go ahead then and hit new game. The root trees are dead. The mystery begins here. Root tree mania. This mystery will unlock once you finish the root trees are dead. Oh, I didn't know there was a second one. Nice.
Are they undead?
I don't know. Guess we'll find out.
Yes.
The root trees are loading. Oh, it's gonna take me back. I have suspicions on that photo. Yeah, I'm like, that looks a little AI to me. So I don't know.
Is this gonna be like one of those like online celebrity moments where they make up a whole thing and then they pretend they got killed on stream?
I don't know. We're gonna see though. Hey, Wolf. December 6, 1998.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees
right?
Corporation. Local
Not sure. I wasn't expecting like a real life person
though. That the winter storm and heavy winds played a
Can you hear it okay?
role in the crash.
Yeah, I can hear it just fine.
On board
Okay.
were multiple family
Looks a little
members,
choppy,
including
but
corporate
it still
president
comes up just fine.
Carl
Okay.
Roottries and his daughters, the Roottries sisters, best known
Yeah,
for
that
their
does look like
fashion
AI, doesn't it?
and modeling careers.
Yeah.
There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottries are dead.
Beautiful. What a fantastic opening. Okay, let's go over content warnings real quick as soon as we are able.
There's murder and death.
But I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottrees company's lawyers are scrambling.
Voice acting. Didn't expect that. Alright. Content warnings. In our opinion, the game... This is straight from the developers. In our opinion, the game content is appropriate for most people 14 and up, contains mention of substance abuse, mentions of violence, mentions of sex, homophobic characters, sexist characters, and fatphobic characters. It is the 90s, so...
It was the 90s. Sorry.
Hey, Carvin. Yeah, but...
Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative...
Blood relative.
...much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for.
Okay.
How much blood they got in them.
I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were.
That's my mom. She's into the genealogy stuff.
I'm going to
She'll
give
keep
you
track
a
of
quick
everyone.
test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
What if we don't pass and the game ends and it refunds my money? Or like what?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Alright, can you read everything okay? I chose better text readability rather than smoothness for Discord.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good so far.
Okay. Complete the family trees of the Roottrees sisters. Examine evidence. Search the internet. Ah. What was that? Fill in the names, fill in the occupations, fill in the photos. Siblings are in birth order from oldest to youngest. Somebody's married. Okay. Got milk picture. The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees sisters' Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on them, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a root tree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it.
Oh, Lord.
Alright.
Yeah, this is definitely the 90s.
Yeah.
Gonna have little milk mustaches on them.
Well, yeah, this is the photo before. I'm just trying to figure out if this is AI or not.
Well, Well, for the game generation, that's a good question. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
All the fingers are mostly hidden.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind, honestly, AI use in games. I think Steam's now requiring if you use it, though.
If you at least announce it, yeah.
Ooh, that's tiny. I can't read that. Okay. This list was provided... Oh, okay, perfect. It's blown up here.
Thank God, yeah. So
You'll
this
need
is
it to fill in the
provided-
family tree, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yay.
So somebody... Eloise, so a bunch of names. Guess we'll figure out about that at some point. So that's all we've got in there. Okay.
I'm pulling out a piece of paper because I have a feeling this is going to be one of those things.
Okay. Let me just figure out our... Oh, you have a hint button in case we need it. Oh, we do have a notebook. Welcome to your notebook. On each page, other than this one, you can jot down important information. Oh, it's a built-in notebook. Okay. That's cool.
That's nice of them.
You can still have your notebook, though, if you want.
Oh, absolutely.
Page titles can be renamed to make it easier to remember what you've written on each one. Highlight any text in your web browser or evidence for the quick option to add it to your notes. Oh, that's cool. Entire contents of your notebook are saved even if you quit the game. Don't forget to check them when you return. Family reminders. Siblings are people that share the same parents. Cousins are people that share the same grandparents but not the same parents. Second cousins, same great-grandparents. Oh, I'm not going to remember any of this. And great-great-grandparents. Okay. Oh, American school terms. Perfect. Schools produce yearbooks, which are albums of staged photos of the students, typically with solid color. That's actually really nice, like for people who don't know terms and all that. I wouldn't have thought to have that in there.
That is nice of them since, like, you can have international players.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they'll sit there like, oh, yeah, no, this grade would be this grade here, so...
So we can show photo items or show text items only, or we can show everything. Okay. We have our PC. Oh my god, taking me back.
98?
Yep, it's
Oh my
1998.
I was 9 years old.
How old was I? I was born in 89. Whatever that math is.
9 years old.
There we go.
Same year as me.
Perfect. Welcome to the Information Superhighway. Thanks for
God,
purchasing a
cringe.
new Cashew PC. It's equipped with a 56K modem, which is fast enough to access any site on the World Wide Web, even those with high-resolution images. If you find anything interesting, be sure to print it out with your included high-end color laser printer. Oh, did they have laser printers back then? I thought we had those, like, printers that, you know,
They
like,
might still be calling them that. It's still high end for them. But
Yeah.
I don't know when they had, like, laser jets in particular. I'd have to look it up.
gotcha.
But
Or,
anyway.
or burn a music CD. Oh, I burned so many CDs
Oh,
as a kid. I made my own, like, music mixes and all that stuff.
I have an embarrassing large stack of those somewhere in the house.
If you want to revisit a search result, be sure to use Netscrape's Explorer's new history feature. Happy surfing. And remember, Cashew PCs are delicious. Cashew PCs are edible.
Remembered?
Do not try to eat your computer.
Do you remember Netscape being a browser way back when?
Yeah. Oh, the dial-up.
The dial-up!
That's funny.
I remember you couldn't actually connect to the internet and have a call going on at the same
Yep.
time.
Yep, can't do that. So, how much freedom do we have, you think, with this?
Depends what do you want to look up. The root trees?
Well, I'm trying to think of, like, something that wouldn't be related to the game. Like,
AOL?
yeah. But look at the cute spider. How could you use anything else?
Bullshit!
But what about Google? It shouldn't exist right now.
It shouldn't.
Oh, okay. Do you remember Ask Jeeves?
Yes.
Okay, alright.
Maybe you have to make it one word.
Am I... Oh, yep. That's awesome.
That's
Okay.
it.
Alright, that got out of my system here. Alright, let's look up... Well, what do we need to figure out first? We need to figure
What are-
out
We're figuring out genealogy, so the only other thing I could think of is
fill in.
Looking up news articles about them.
Yeah. So we need to figure out perhaps the sisters who died, a spouse who perhaps is what's the word when somebody else dies and then like somebody else is left in their stead.
They're widowed or
Yeah, but it's like in obituaries or
they are survived by.
something like that. Yeah, that works. So we gotta fill in the names, fill in occupations, and fill in the photos. Okay. So let's look up Root Tree Sisters. So a lot of obituaries. Okay. Modeling careers. You also come across an unofficial Root Tree fan site, seemingly curated by a teenager. It's neon pink with purple text and hard to read until you highlight the words. Young Webmaster writes, Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS, but Riley is the smart one. Rose, what are these names with the RHs? Okay, so we got names.
This is that one show from way back when, Charmed, where everyone had to have a P name.
Yeah.
Except this one's an RH name.
It's giving tragedy.
Tragedy.
So, sisters. We have Raina, Riley, and Rose.
Do you want to do it in order of age?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, how do we edit that? So, Raina is the oldest. And married to TMS. We'll have to figure out who that is. Riley, Rose is middle. Okay.
So, Raina, Rose, and Riley in order of age.
Riley. Okay. Middle child. And then Riley would be, of course, the youngest. But we're thorough with our notes, so we put those in. All right. We're underwriters. We should be good at this.
We should be, but this system is from the 90s, so it doesn't look that
Well,
great.
to be fair, so is our system at work, so... That's probably from the 80s, actually.
Actually, no, I think it's even older than that. I'm looking up the DOS system. How old is this
Yeah.
thing?
You might think they're rich just because they're models, but their dad is also the president of the candy company, and their mom, Brenda, is a fashion designer. Maybe I should write that down. Mom, Brenda, fashion designer. Is this Comic Sans?
Oh, no.
They do the modeling
biggest
for
crime.
Brand Root. I eat Root Tree candy all the time. My favorite are maple crisps. That actually sounds delicious. And try to dress in plaid root clothes like Riley does in most of the posters. Someday I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. Website's author can continue to talk about own life, but none of it is relevant. Okay.
Well, hang on.
Mhm.
I want to put some of that down regardless. So I know
Okay.
we know that this is a teenager who's making this,
Yes.
who is also a middle child. Teenager is a middle child like Rose. They do modeling for their mom's brand, Root.
Yep.
Which is very funny. Roottrees here.
Yeah.
This teenager loves maple crisps. It's probably not going to be relevant, but who knows? And Rose has pierced ears. Will it be relevant? We don't know, but
It might, though. Yeah, that's a good idea.
it's little things.
I won't put everything down there since you wrote it down in your book, so that'll work. Alright.
Yeah. Mine will be all scribbly and messy.
There you
for
go.
a bit, but-
Like my In Stars and Times book.
Yeah, well, in fairness, I also had to take a piece of printing paper for that, start it at the bottom for, like, floor 1, and then slowly scrolled up, and floor 2 took over the top half. I had to flip it over for floor 3.
Oh, no.
It's like, I now know that layout inside and out, that I could probably do it from memory, and I did, almost. obituaries.
Wait, really? Can't look up. Did I misspell it?
Probably. I think it's 1 T in Roottrees.
No, Roottrees is 2 T's.
Okay.
Would think you'd be able to look up obituary. Search for only.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe we look for the name of them, like Reina.
Founded in 1997. Huh. Okay, so what about Reina Roottree?
Oh yeah, I'd use it for the first and last name if possible. Okay. That's the fan site. Maybe we could look up Brenda Roottree. Stumble across an auction for a black and blue dress. No, not black and blue.
Not this shit again.
The white
20
and gold.
years before its time.
The white girl dress itself doesn't seem relevant to your search. No. Oh my god, I remember what. Like, it legit happened to me though. When I was looking at the photo, it happened to me, and it freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, that's what's funny about this is that dress was not that old. It wasn't back in 1998. So the fact that they're doing this.
It's just a funny reference.
How dare they? Revisionist history.
So.
Just submit this. Collect your money.
Yeah.
My assignment's done.
Reina's the oldest. How are we supposed to find out? Well, let me try. Maybe capitalization matters.
Possibly,
Okay. But let's see.
Is not as popular as her older sister.
Most of the time, they're lumped together as the Roottrees sisters. If someone isn't in the list of names that your employer provided, go a deeper dive on what you learn about them. Good research tip is make note of any brand names, books, product lines, or magazines you don't recognize and search for them. Okay. We'll have to get our feet in how the searching works, so...
In this case, since it has things like the Roottrees sisters on it.
Yeah. That's the fan site, though.
More people need to be fans of these ladies so we can actually get this paid, this big payout later.
Yeah, I don't know why we can't find an obituary. That seems weird.
Let's put spouse at the end for Reina Roottree. Maybe it'll give us something. Nope.
TMS?
Not on it. The 90s were a terrible time to get... Oh.
TMS is a common abbreviation for early 90s teen heartthrob Tommy Mark Sheridan. His first credited role as Thomas Sheridan was on a soap opera called Time Marches Onward. Skyrocketed to popularity after starring role on the sitcom Brother Trouble. Often been on the cover of tabloids for supposed drug use and more recently relationship with Reina. After a short engagement, they're married in 97 when she was only 19 and he was 23.
Scandalous.
That's a little bit for the 90s, yeah. Okay, we got information for TMS then. Let's write that down.
Tommy Thomas Sheridan.
Sheridan. Let's see.
So he's a
First of all-
heartthrob, which means he's an actor.
Yeah.
Time marches on.
Oh wait, I think I can like copy and paste, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Oh my god. The copy button. He's the killer. I'm calling it.
Well, everybody died in the crash, so popularity, Brother Trouble. Let's see. Suppose
Was it
drug
the entire
use.
family, or was it just like the father and the 3 sisters?
I think it was. I'd have to look at the newspaper article. It was on the title screen. I thought we would get the newspaper article in the game, but we might. I don't know.
Okay.
So married in 97. To Reina. So let me see. Married cannot imagine marrying anybody at 19.
Ugh.
Married at 19. Okay. So, that's something. Oh, there's like a candy bar thing, right? Oh, we can like look around the house maybe? No. That's the evidence. What's this? That's the thing we gotta fill in. Riot girl.
Is this your room, or did you just, like, house up in somebody else's place?
I don't know.
I'm hoping this is yours. The notorious Montjoys. See, I love genealogy. Look at all these cousins.
Look at the fancy dress.
Eee.
Do the Montjoys, are they related? Are these our family? Who knows?
Ooh, the true mystery. Finding out who the hell we are.
Who are we? I'm imagining the person who gave us the list is still on the other side of that door, just waiting for us to come out.
They're just like, we're waiting in the van.
Yeah. Oh, that affects the music of the game. That's interesting.
That's nice.
Yeah. Does that mean I can... Oh, password. There's a password thing.
Oh my god. You were one of those people. You put your password on a sticky note.
Can you write that down? It looks like it's P and then
It's
the
password, but with an at for
Yeah.
the A and a exclamation point at the end. I'm so disappointed in your character right now.
Game
This is
Boy.
the kind of stuff I had to report people for when I worked in security.
Yeah.
Like, you are a security risk. How dare you?
Alphabet Davis, Secret Searcher. Reverses. Family Doku. Alphabet Davis's Ends and Beginnings, a young alphabet adventure. Alphabet Davis and the erased names of the Genesis. Can't click on any of that. Okay. Why is there a pentagram? That would be really hard to do on an Etch-a-Sketch. Sorry, I've gotten distracted now by looking at everything.
No, you're perfectly fine. I just had a friend of mine chatting with me, and whenever I told them about the Dan McNeely thing, and they're just like, I've never heard of Trapped. What's that? And I'm sending it to them right now.
Nice. Is there humor, like, in vibe with that?
Apparently they like Flash games, so I'm going to
Oh,
trust that
perfect.
maybe.
Okay. Oh, that's what I'm gonna look at. I don't know if it feels AI, but we'll see.
This, I don't know.
So-
I mean, could be. Why is this middle finger so short?
I don't know. Okay,
A lot of things could be AI.
It's true.
This entire game could be AI.
you never know. Yep.
An AI made a game about looking up the internet on the 90s. This is its own fan fiction.
Yes. Oh no, no, I didn't want to. Okay. Okay.
Duck. Before you... I get it. Before you could have the little paper clip that would constantly ask you, hey, do you need help with this thing? You had a rubber ducky. You just talked to the rubber ducky.
Oh yeah. Okay, what
Well,
should we search?
Well, we could try and look up the brand. Root.
Root is a common
What does it
nerve.
mean?
For example, the clothing company Root always has a period after it, even if it's not at the end of a sentence. Well, how am I supposed to know that?
It was kind of in the article that we read earlier. It was randomly there.
Oh, I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, it was just a weird placement, so I guess it makes sense. But I hate people who do that because it
Yeah.
really messes up how the sentence works.
Alright, the period is in part of the name is a clothing company. They make clothes for children from toddlers to teenagers. Although their website is down, likely due to increased web traffic, you can find countless retail sites attempting to advertise their clothes towards the target audience. One of them has this to say: "You've spied the Roottrees sisters looking hella fly in catalogs, magazines, and posters. Now you too can be like Riley, Rose, or Raina." Also come across a website from a collector of clothing's catalogs. Apparently, Root has released 2 catalogs per year, every year since 1984. Oh, and Reina has appeared on almost all of them. The only one the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention, Brenda Roottree, the Roottrees sister's mother, and Roots head designer, appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose in 1985. The site says it was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name, Carly Roottree.
Ooh.
I think we could do some math with this. If the Root has released 2 catalogs per year, every year since 1984, Reina appeared on almost all of them. However, Rose, which we know is the middle child, appeared on one cover in 1985. So, birth name Carly Roottree. Let me write that down.
Which means holding her daughter. Okay, so Raina was 19 when she got married in 1997, so...
So
that would mean she was born in 1978.
Okay. We could fill that in. Let's fill that in.
Ooh.
Click on faces on your evidence tab. Oh, we don't know who's who though. Well, now they're all.
Just because.
Yeah.
Just because they're standing there and someone's tallest doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, wait.
Mhm.
The other 2 don't have pierced ears, but one is wearing earrings. That would be Rose.
Oh, awesome.
/ Carly Roottree.
Okay, I'm seeing the Obra Dinn now of it.
Yeah. We're filling in the spaces.
Where is... Oh, is the birth name on here? Let me...
Yeah, maybe Carly, yeah.
Yeah.
C-A-R... Yeah, there we go.
I think do we have an occupation for her?
Other than being a model, no.
Let me see if there's an option. Maybe. And Carly's the oldest, right?
Carly's the middle.
Middle, oh, okay.
She'd be Rose.
So this should be the middle. My bad.
Just to make it easier on yourself. Does it take it away from the list?
Yeah, it moves it over. Yeah, because siblings
okay.
are in birth order. We have to do oldest to youngest, so...
Oh, I see it now, yeah.
Alright. We got one in. Let me look up... So... The daughter, Rose, appeared in 1985. So, Rose is the middle child with Carly. Okay. And then... Reina...
Which is weird, because they said... Oh, 2 catalogs every year. Okay, sorry. I was registering that as a catalog every 2 years. Anyway. So, as you were saying, these 2 catalogs...
I think that's everything we've got for Rose, then.
Okay.
Maybe we could look up Carly. Well, that Carly's, that's the only time the daughter was ever listed with the birth name. We'll still look it up.
Other things outside of that, yeah.
Discover a trivia page that lists common trick questions. The answer to what are the first names of the famous Ritchie girls lists the answer Reina, Carly, and Riley. Explanation below the answer states that Rose was originally born Carly Rose Roottree.
Middle name.
Hey Maddock, welcome. First time chat. We are keeping 2 separate sets of notes. Eden is keeping a physical notepad, and then we've got this notepad here. Apparently, the parents had planned to name a son Carl Roottree, but after finding out they were having a second daughter, they called her Carly. Sometime in the early 90s, and now preteen Carly strongly expressed her dislike that her sisters had RH names since she was the odd one out. That's when she began to go by her middle name. Okay. Interesting.
Fair enough. And Cartman does bring up a good point that the earrings make sure that they're not clip-ons, but since no one else seemed to be wearing earrings, I'm making the assumption.
Yeah, good idea though. Um, so my my mother originally wanted to name me Cody Blue, so I'm really happy I did not get that name.
Funnily enough, my mom would have named me Rhiannon, so it would actually start with an RH.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I think she didn't because at the time there was this popular song that called Rhiannon like a harlot or a witch, one or the other.
Oh, okay.
We found Rhombus, the secret fourth daughter? Not yet. We just started.
No, we're not sure. We're still getting used to how to search for this stuff.
Yeah.
So we've got Rose's info.
Or at least some.
Some of it, maybe. We need to figure out Riley and Raina. Now, I feel like Raina should be searchable, though.
Yeah.
Because she's, like, the more popular one, right?
Yeah.
That's just the fan site.
The sister's modeling careers.
Yeah. So they're all models, then.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, they model for their mom's company.
Yeah. This music. It gets very boisterous sometimes.
It's trying to do that noir thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it is noir number one. Kevin MacLeod.
I don't know if I
He's a guy who does a lot of free to use music.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it'll show up on a lot of stuff, but I remember downloading his stuff because I love having that shit.
Nice.
Oh, this is way more chill. Thank you, Kevin MacLeod.
Time marches onward.
You put rhyme.
Oh. My keyboard's been doing that thing where it's been like...
Hitting a different...
Yeah, it's definitely not me. Time Marches Onward is a soap opera. It is the first credited role for Tommy Mark Sheridan, who was only 7 years old and still being credited as Thomas Sheridan at the time. Rhyme marches onward. According to your search... Oh no.
It's too early.
It's too early for that, no. According to your search, the show has been on for air for 22 years and is said to focus on 3 large families that own different ranches in the same town of Texas. TMS appeared as Carson in 53 episodes before his character went away to camp. A few episodes later, parents learned of his off-screen death in a terrible whitewater rafting accident. Wow. After a 6-year absence, Carson returned, now with partial amnesia. Oh my god, this sounds amazing. He recalled that though he was saved from the river, the couple who found him were the evil drug runners. They smuggled him across the Mexican border and sold him into child labor. After he managed to escape, he couldn't remember who he was. He eventually found his way home by following the address that his parents had written on the tag of his jacket? Wait, what?
They let him keep his jacket?
He kept his jacket for all those years? For 6 years?
I guess.
During the second run, Carson was played by an actor other than Tommy Mark Sheridan. The discrepancy was explained by covering his face in bandages and claiming that his work in the silver mines left him permanently disfigured and caused his voice to sound completely different. After plastic surgery operation, the bandages were removed, and the new actor played Carson for an additional 3 years, appearing in over 500 episodes. He was then killed permanently this time while saving his young sister from drowning in a whitewater rafting accident that happened at the same river where his initial accident took place. Fascinating as all this is, none of it seems relevant to the Roottrees.
How poetic.
Oh, you know what? It was fun to read, so gosh darn it, you never know.
I'm not opposed to that. It's like, I'd say we don't have enough time, is what I normally say, but I love drama.
Oh yeah, I'm all about... Like, I don't watch regular soap operas, I watch YouTube soap operas, so I'm all about the twists and the turns.
Yes.
This game has some of the best ends. Oh, okay, no spoilers, but yeah. We need a search footing for these sisters, though. I don't know why they're not showing up on a search thing. Let me try...
Keep a very private life, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know.
That's still the fan site.
Right. Okay, so hang on a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. We're 1998, and Raina got married in, what, 1997?
Raina's marriage, trying to remember where we
Yeah.
saw that.
We saw that on TMS for
Oh, yeah.
the husbands.
TMS.
So, RMS.
It's that R.
The R will
Yeah.
overtake you. You'd think it'd be S because of the spider search. But yeah, okay, so married last year, technically.
Okay.
So she'd be 20 now, which means her sisters are probably all younger than her. That could be one reason you don't see them. There's the rhombus! Thomas, a rhombus!
Well, that we could figure out Reina then, Reina's birth year, right?
Yeah,
So if they were married in 97.
her birth
Oh, yeah.
year-
We did figure that out. Okay. Born in
yeah,
1978.
she was 1978, yeah, but that also means that she'd be 20, so chances are her sisters, if they're younger than her, like 19 or 18 or 17, something like that.
Yeah.
That could be one reason why we don't see a whole lot, is because one, they are doing a lot of their mom's fashion designing, and two, like, you don't have a lot of social media to start
Right.
spreading your life about
Oh, wait.
yet.
Wasn't there, like, plaid mentioned? One second.
What if they are triplets?
I eat root tree candy all the time and try to dress in plaid root clothes like Riley does. Okay, so Riley has plaid.
Oh, good catch.
What's the photo? Photo.
Oh, well,
That's
maybe
plaid.
that middle one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Game does have workaround for multiple bursts. Oh, okay. So let me put her picture on then.
Should be the youngest.
Yeah, so double check. So Riley, where's plaid? Which is such a strange looking word. Okay. I need to figure out how to navigate this. So where's plaid is the youngest, so we need to be here. This one. And this is Riley.
And they also said Riley was the smart one. Don't really know what they mean by that.
Did it say that? Yeah, Riley's the smart one. Okay. And I guess we'll just keep going with model until we know otherwise.
Yeah.
Media mogul. What is that?
Let me look up the exact definition for it, but it's, in my mind, it's someone who's like big in the media space, like they own a whole lot of it. Let's see, an individual who owns or controls a significant portion of a media company, effectively wielding considerable influence over its content and direction.
Okay. And so this must mean this must be Reina.
Yeah. Rupert Murdoch would be someone you'd call a media mogul. Oh, wow.
God, that was just the test. These 3 entries are correct and have been locked. You've also
neat.
locked the following optional entries. Oh, I wanted to fill in the spouse though.
Yeah, didn't think that we'd have to do it yet.
I want to fill in the spouse. She was at the door.
But I
Lady, go home!
That was creepy.
Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
You know what?
Okay.
We should have a test for that for people at work too.
This, we should.
We really should.
It's like, if this is all it takes, but it's like, I need to know up front, are you going to just, like, open my door as soon as I get the women right, and you're just like, never mind about the spouse? It's like, lady, I have windows, and now I wish I had more protection and locks.
Oh my god, it reminds me though, I had such an awkward moment, kind of like this, but I was the person on the other side of the door. So
no.
during COVID, I sewed like face masks and stuff with my sewing machine. My sewing machine obviously, like, I pumped out like 150 or like 200 of these things, and my sewing machine just gave up the ghost. It was like, I can't do any more for you, boss. I don't feel so good. So I was like, okay, what do I do? So I had to look up a local like sewing machine fixer person, mechanic. I don't know what they call them.
Service shop.
Service shop, thank you. And I take it to the service shop. He's like, great, I'll look at it. And I go back and I sit in my car. I'm thinking, he's going to look at it right now. And like, after about 15 minutes, he comes out of the store and he's like, are you waiting on something? And I'm like, oh yeah, you said you were going to take a look at it. He's like, it's going to be like a week.
Oh, dude.
So
Give me a ticket.
that was really awkward, yeah. So I was like, oh god. So I kind of have those like cringe moments at 3 a.m. where you remember those moments. But
Yeah.
The
We all
reward
have to
for
have
finding
one.
the
yeah,
tree is substantial.
life changing.
Even. Here's the catch.
Do we get a new apartment?
The root trees
That would
go
be nice.
way back.
You might say they have
Family trees are
roots.
daunting. Most people freak
Very
out the
deep
first time
roots.
they see the whole thing, but I'm sure you'll be fine.
What are these Montjoys?
The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives.
Blood relatives.
Blood. Beware the old
Anyone
blood.
related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries.
I wanted to fill in the spouse.
Lastly,
Give me back the
you now
paperwork, I'm
have
not done.
access to some unique websites, plus a list
Ooh.
of notable root trees.
Oh, finally, you're giving me the actual info I need to do my
Notable
job.
people
How
are
nice.
easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree.
All right.
I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
Nice. Okay. So she won't be standing. Oh my god. Did you see all that?
Yeah.
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Roottrees reaches out, I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was
Oh,
here.
I wonder who you are.
I don't even know who you are, lady.
Luck.
Who are you, the maid?
Oh my god. It is the Oberdin.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
The Oberdin took me forever, but it was so fun.
I bet. I still have the soundtrack. I sometimes just play it in the house and just do the.
Okay. Let's take a look
You can,
here.
you can still put the spouse in now.
Yay. Alright, before the person who hired you returns, every time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely correct, they will be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. Okay. Oberdin is really good, Maddock, honestly. It's such a unique, like, little thing. It's very much, like, it's not filling in a family tree, but you are trying to figure out who people are by clues and things of that sort. So if you liked this game, you will definitely like Oberdin. Don't forget, family trees use surnames from birth, even if the person changed their last name after marriage. Always use a person's most recent occupation. Genealogy for dunces. Oh no.
You would know this. Look at all the genealogies you have in your bookshelf.
You can open this
Actual-
envelope. After the whole family tree has been filled in, it has 2 names that must be typed in manually. Clues are obscure, having been intentionally hidden in the past, and may even require some leaps in logic. Try to keep an eye out for any inconsistencies. Won't worry about that for now, then.
Wait a minute.
Hmm?
Is it 2 names?
Yeah. It has 2 names that must be typed in manually. So I think-
So one unlocked all then.
Probably these right here, maybe? I don't know.
There's secret parts of the fan. Look, if they already know the answers, then why do they have us doing this?
What's the dude's
Uh,
name?
Thomas. So T-H-O.
Sheridan?
Thomas Sheridan, yeah.
Okay.
Thomas Mark Sheridan.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay, so that's nice. Of the parents,
Yep.
Let's see.
We know that there are parents.
So one would be Brenda. Well, actually, we only know. We know Brenda runs Root Dot as a brand,
Right. But
and then her dad would be Candy Company CEO. But I don't know if Carl is his name or if that's like.
oh, here's the
grandparents'
article.
name.
Finally.
Oh,
The Roottrees sisters and their parents died in a plane crash on December 6, 1998. The next evening, Shouty figure, after quick test... Oh, this isn't the article. I was hoping for the article. Woof woof.
That's a nice little synopsis.
Yeah, it's
All
fine.
will be revealed eventually. Oh,
Yes.
don't worry. That's why we're here.
That is why we're
We
here.
wanna know.
Again, the pentagram. I wonder if that's
Huh.
something you don't get or need the article. Okay, perfect. Awesome.
Oh, okay. So there's Carl Roottree, Elias, and Gwyneth. Then there's Gwen, Red, Jim, Lauren, Miracle
Miracle?
Jr.
Easy to find online. What is this?
So that means we can look those up and get more information with them.
Intuition. You've been in this line of work a long time, so long in fact you've developed a sixth sense for how useful your evidence can be. The numbers in the magnifying glass refer to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. The higher number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarms bell. A list of famous people that you can find via search engine, pretty rare, best take advantage. These numbers will change as you progress. Whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases. Often the most satisfying revelations come from tracing a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Okay. Alright.
Interesting. Okay.
As with any new game, you have to kind of learn how to speak the language of the game. So,
Yeah.
are we thinking Carl is
hmm
the dad?
I'm thinking he is because that's the person that the shadow lady just told us about.
Yep. Carl
So-
Rootree died in a recent plane crash along with his wife Brenda and their daughters, the Rootree sisters. He was the president of the Rootree Candy Company, as well as the clothing company, co-founded with his wife. Short press release. With heavy heart, we mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, the Rootree sisters, and the other employees that perished in the terrible tragedy. Okay, so we do have more people that died then. I don't know why I added a page. I felt like I needed to.
It's good.
Let me type in Carl Rootree dad.
The dad, he is, according to that fan's website, he is a candy company E CEO.
CEO of the Rootree. He was the president of the Rootree Candy Company. Okay.
That's where I wrote down mine, was that fan website. But it's right there too.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we can cross-reference and make sure the fans don't get it wrong.
Exactly. The entire Rootree family is in shock and requesting privacy at this time. As the head of our company, Carl was an incredible man and an unmatched leader. Filling his absence will be difficult and may take considerable time. In the interim, we hope that you join us in looking back fondly on Carl and family triumphs and accomplishments. One of them seems relevant to the search. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year. Okay, that might be good to know.
He's one of the Watchmen? Oh no.
Carl earned Watchman of the Year title like great-grandfather. So let's look up Watchman of the Year. Business Watch magazine focused on company CEO. They've been around for 100 years in one form or another. Every year they offer an award to prominent businessmen who further the field. 2 Roottrees have been featured. Elias Roottree and Carl Roottree. So great-grandfather must be
Ah.
Elias Roottree. Or Elias, depending.
Elias. I'm gonna go with Elias.
Okay. Business Watch does not host any online archives. You may be able to find individual articles and issues throughout your periodical search. Okay.
Quick question
Yes.
about that. Can we look at the picture, like the big picture of the Rootree sisters real quick?
Yeah. We got this thing we'll have to look at. Here we go.
Okay, the reason I asked is because one of them is wearing a watch.
Yes. That's,
Riley.
yeah. It might not matter, but
It might not.
we can write
But
it down.
I did remember.
Yeah. Okay, so great-grandfather is not direct grandfather, right? This is where my family knowledge is awful.
This is why they have that little guy.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah. So a grandfather is your
Two
parents,
steps above.
yeah, your parents' parents, correct?
Right.
So a great grandfather would be your parents'
Grandparents.
grandparents, yeah.
Yeah.
God, my brain already.
Yeah,
So
right? So,
where would Elias go? Or Elias,
Elias.
yeah.
Okay, so first and foremost, look at the
Let's
girls and
let's put in Carl, yeah.
yeah.
So who's who?
We're gonna go ahead, since we're focusing on the Roottrees family,
Mhm.
so it's probably gonna be through the dad line, so we'll put
Okay.
him underneath the gold star.
Do we have a photo of him?
I don't know that we do yet.
Okay.
We'll go online and find it.
CEO?
Yeah.
They said to put the most recent one too, so he, I believe,
I would
would
call
be, yeah, the CEO.
You were a dishwasher once, and that's how we're putting it in the obituary. Fuck you. Sorry.
Alright, so we've got CEO, and then spouse would be Brenda.
Mhm.
Oh. That must be her maiden name.
Oh yeah, they did say they'd keep.
Let me look that up, actually. Yep, Brenda White original. Okay, that's the dress article. I didn't even, like, register that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
A vintage dress
Thought it
from
was-
before Brenda became Brenda Roottrees. Okay, cool. So we got Brenda White, and then Carl. The star means they're easily searchable, right? I
It
think.
should be, or at least that they're prominent figures.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it's not a pentagram, it's a star.
Yeah. Listen.
Alright, so it's less ominous than I thought it was gonna be, alright.
Okay, so it said that for the dad Carl, his grandparent was
Yes.
Elias, and we have Elias and Gwyneth.
Yes, Gwyneth, okay. So.
Let me know if I'm railroading too much, because this is your playthrough.
No, you're fine. This is our playthrough, so, like, it's not owned by any one person. We're working together, so by all means.
Just making sure, because sometimes, like, when you're playing tabletop and there's always that one person who's got all
Oh,
the
no.
answers.
No, you're fine. I struggle sometimes with the genealogy aspect of things, so I'm glad that I have somebody to bounce ideas off of, because I would be completely lost on my own.
Don't worry, I love this shit.
Okay, awesome. So, Carl, these are his parents, which mean great-grandparents would go here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay, his
Parents.
It said it's that
In the
Elias
chats.
is his grandparents or great-grandparents.
Great-grandparents, I believe. Let me look. And yes, Carvin, the chat is also here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, like, leave you all out.
I'll try and read off the chats a little bit when I can, like, look over and see sometimes. But yeah, I'm gonna probably say great-grandparent because Carvin is reminding us here.
Yeah. I know I saw... Yeah, great-grandfather before him. Carl earned the Watchman of the Year. So, great-grandfather.
Any of the parents' parents, yeah. I think in this particular case, Carvin, we're only focusing on the Roottrees specifically, so we're not going to focus on the mother sides.
Yeah.
They're just going to be the spouses here.
They don't have any lines from them, so it should be this one, right?
Yeah, although if there are any, like, sisters and they end up also getting married, kind of like with the three sisters down here, TMS was just a spouse. So
Yeah.
But we're focusing on Roottrees specifics, so
Yeah.
okay.
All right, so we know then that where's the notebook? I will get used to this navigation eventually. So Gwyneth is the one that married into the family.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. There's two Gwyneths.
Oh yeah, there's an Anderson and a Madsen.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get back
We'll
to her in
get
a
back to
second.
that. All right. Then let's put in Elias Rootree.
Oh god, there's multiples.
Yeah, but they're like junior, and
C and M. And
that's true.
we'll put down Elias for right now, since
Yeah.
there wasn't a clarifier. And since they have multiple kids, it could be like some of the others did, or...
Maybe we could look up the founders. Oh,
Ooh,
oh no, wait, this is... This
oh,
says...
that's them.
Did we get that wrong then? With who the great-grandfather would be, or where they would be?
Well, again, there's multiple of them, so there's like an Elias Jr. and an Elias C and Elias M from your list that we saw.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's true. So it could be...
this is them giving us another hint that the founders, which that does make some sense, because if you pull out real quick so we can see where Carl and Elias are in relation on the map.
right
So
here?
yes.
Oh, no.
So Carl's, you
Yeah.
see Carl right above the sisters.
Right.
So above him would be his father. Above that would be the grandfather, and then
Oh, okay, that's right. So that, yeah, let me take this off then.
yeah, so that makes sense.
How do I clear it out? There we go.
Just unknown, yeah.
Okay,
Okay, that's good.
we're getting there.
So since they're happily giving us a little extra here, we can go ahead and put Elias, just Elias.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't know about Gwyneth yet. Let's look
Not
up
yet,
the Rootree Candy Company. I don't remember if we've searched that. There are a lot of results for Roottree's extremely popular candy products. Official website is unstable. However, you find a direct link to the history section that manages to work momentarily. Candy Co. was founded by Elias Roottree shortly after he married his wife Gwyneth, whose family owned a small farm called the Anderson Maple Farm. Okay.
Seems like a fair assumption then.
Candy Co.
That Gwyneth's last name, her maiden name, was Anderson.
Okay. Gwyneth Anderson. Anderson Maple Farm. For reasons that aren't explained on the page, it has no CEO and no stockholders. Instead, it's run by a president with input and votes from extended family. I wonder if the occupation should not be CEO, then it should be president. The site does mention that every president has been a direct descendant of Elias and Gwyneth, including Carl Roottree, who despite his death is listed as the current president. Product that put them on the map were 5 pieces. Maple candies with 5 different flavors that are dipped in a crispy, crackly candy coating, so M&Ms. Since then, they have branched out to countless other products, all of which incorporate maple in some way. Is this, like, a Canadian game? Their sister company, simply titled Root, specializes in children's clothing. Primary models are the Roottrees sisters. Okay. So we do have some information here. Let's go ahead and put in Gwyneth Anderson, then. Gwyneth Anderson. What kind of occupation would it be? Maple trees grow outside of Canada. Vermont is full of the stuff. That's true, but
Yeah.
but Canada. And we
Not
just
everything.
we just got done with Within Stars and Time, which is absolutely set in Canada. So
French Canada, of
French
course.
Canada.
And today is International Beaver Day.
Oh, we've got housewife as an option.
Actually, I'm going to double check myself. I saw it as just like a glimpse on the news, but it's today.
He would be the president first.
Yeah, no, it is International Beaver Day.
Nice.
Beavers, maple syrup, it's Canada. Okay, or maybe Vermont.
So we know they're president the first. Carl would be which president then?
He produced the majority of it, but not all of it. Oh, that's actually fair.
So we don't know then. The presidents probably wouldn't fall directly down the line, if that makes sense, right? Or is that what this article was saying?
It's kind of saying someone within the family would be the president.
Yeah, so every president has been a direct descendant. Let's look at that 5 pieces evidence. We haven't looked at that
Really,
yet.
that could be anybody in the family tree. Because it's no longer, what, the 1920s?
That's true. Cool chocolate, so strawberry, power plum, awesome apple, bad blue raspberry. There's 5 flavors because the original inventor had 5 kids. Oh, that's
Huh.
good to know. Maybe that's why kids still love him. That's
No,
absolutely why
it's
that
because their
works.
tongues turn blue having that bad blue raspberry.
Radical new flavors because it's no longer the 1920s. What is it? The opener anyway. Okay. All right.
Elderberry.
It mentions 5 pieces are named. Ad mentions that the current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. Okay. Let's look up 5 pieces then.
Root tree 5 pieces. Sounds like a band.
5 pieces. Did I misspell it?
Maybe you need a space between the 5 and pieces.
Oh, I thought it was together.
It did look together, but
P-I-E. Did I spell it right? P-I-E. Yeah. Okay. Maybe just 5 pieces on its own. There we go.
oh wow.
Marketing materials, you learn that 5 pieces are iconic candies sold by Roottrees Candy Company. Although they are no longer the company's only popular product, they still sell well to this day. Been pressed into the shape of a maple leaf. They usually have one flavor that looks more like a berry. Taste of change shows the 5 flavors, but the shape and combination with maple have remained consistent. History, a print advertising website that claims to have advertisement scanned from the book called The Sweet History of Candy Volume 2. Unfortunately, when you click through to the website, it seems all their image links are broken.
Oh, that's not helpful. Thanks, Charles Lee. Update your website.
Maybe we could
So-
look it up by itself.
Yeah, was it Sweet History of Candy Volume 2?
Dang. Maybe just The Sweet History of Candy.
Maple chocolate candy mixed in with fruits like apple and plum. Sounds gross, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had something at La Madeleine's once where the maple syrup got all over the bacon too, and that things belong on waffles and pancakes and nowhere else.
Some people really like syrup covered bacon though.
Not me. Couldn't be me.
Sorry, 1 second.
No, you're good. I'm trying to think of what else here. Don't even like bacon, period? That's fair, man. It's like a different thing if you've got, maple smoked or like hickory smoked something or other like ham. It's like you can have a little bit of a sweetness to it, but
Yeah.
as long as it's not the pure syrup, yeah.
Okay.
We do have an ad showing on mine, so I don't know if
we have a public library.
there's a what?
There's a public library here.
Huh.
Yeah, we're gonna work through the ads here today, so.
Okay.
Oh, we got a book title. Okay.
Charles Lee.
Yeah, let me write this down.
His website sucks, but at least we can go to the public library.
Reorder notes. My notes are
Throw
gonna
your
be
entire
terrible.
notebook out the window.
My notes. I can already feel myself getting overwhelmed with the amount of notes I need to take on this. And I'm trying not to get freaked out by that.
No need to worry and freak out. If we gotta take some time on the side to sort of reorganize them, we
Yeah.
can. Sometimes adding in little pluses or other symbols in between to separate them the way that you feel works.
Yeah.
We could do that.
It's gonna just look like my notebook in real life, though. Okay.
Oh,
Published in 1985.
this is part of a book series about all things candy in the modern world. It starts in 1925 and continues onward to chronicle the rise of mass production and global distribution. The book ends with a look into the future of candy as envisioned by experts in 1985. With the addition of hindsight, you can clearly see they got pretty much everything wrong. It includes some print advertisements. You find a newspaper ad for 5 pieces from the 1930s
Oh.
added to evidence.
Nice.
These flavors aren't what they used to be.
Oh.
It's a miracle.
G is for grape, E is for elderberry, CE is for cinnamon extract, and M is for melon. And introducing M for miracle berry. Miracle berry is a burst of beautiful blossoming blended berries. Try it today.
Ooh. Hang on. I'm going to take a quick snapshot of that because I have a suspicion that for each one of the flavors, it matches the name of one of their kids.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Yeah, they have 5 for their kids, so it makes sense it would match.
Yeah, let me get a snip tool real quick. It's faster
Okay.
than me handwriting this. There we go, and I'll have that to the side so I can write it down and we'll take up our time.
Awesome. Yeah, you might want to start a folder or something.
I'm starting to think about it. Let's just save that and have a whole other folder here for Roottrees.
You ever have
It's
things
funny.
in your computer like that you have randomly taken a picture of and you're like, if I die today and somebody looks through my computer, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is this?
Okay, embarrassing thing, but I was actually, so I have a friend who was having a bad day, so I went looking through my memes folder, which was just a hodgepodge of things from like 2020 that I had saved on my phone
Mhm.
or on my computer. They had no order, no rhyme or reason, but I was just like, oh, this is funny. This is funny. Here's some screenshots of a conversation on Twitter from a long ass time ago. Here's a picture of something I didn't expect. So yes, unfortunately, my entire hard drive is nothing but digital clutter.
I I have it literally in my will that my best friend gets my computer because of that.
Yes!
I literally have it in my will. Like
You should.
my digital person who's supposed to take care of all my stuff is like this person, not my mother.
You know, in this day and age, we have to. The 90s, we were so innocent.
We were,
Now,
yeah,
I have a clause where
like
it's like, just toaster bath my computer when I'm dead, so no one sees the stuff on.
it's true though. Like, Mom, I don't want you to see what I write. Thank you.
Mom, I don't have to explain what I have on mine. But you know what?
Yeah.
Someone
That's-
toaster bath my computer
Just-
anyway.
just
At
kill
least
it.
this one hard drive. At least this one hard drive, okay? I just want everyone to take hammers and magnets to it because you don't want to know.
Yeah. All right. So there's 5 pieces of evidence, which my guess is the children. Just
Yeah.
thinking
Learn
my
about
intuition.
Ooh, use your intuition.
Yes. So how do we think we can figure that out then?
I'm just gonna put it up there that E for elderberry was Elias. So there's gonna probably be an Elias Jr.
Okay. All right.
We can also look at the list of the gold star names that you had before.
Ah, yes.
So I'm gonna write it down. So
We also do have
Probably.
just like a list of names of people, which
we do have
a very extensive list. Yeah.
Miracle. Well, I'm betting one of them is Miracle.
Okay.
Does anyone have the name Cinnamon? Or Cindy, maybe?
I'm looking for a miracle. Do we know somebody
Miracle
was?
would be one of their kids, so it's someone with the last name Roottrees. So here,
Yeah.
It's-
But we also have a junior and a third.
yeah, so I would say if it's, since the very first, the patriarch is going to be Elias, then, the next Elias can be Junior,
Yeah.
and then the first M in the family will be Miracle, and then they'll have a Junior in their family.
Okay. Problem is we don't know where.
Exactly.
Hmm.
It could be anybody.
Yeah. What does the X mean? Oh, they split up.
Aw, well, Carvin called it. There can be divorces or remarriages.
Yeah.
I'm in the minority. I grew up with my grandparents. My parents and other stuff I don't care much for. My laptop's weird folders lead to nowhere. Other folders, one saying, stay out of my laptop. And my laptop's got hacked into so much by government peoples. One sent me a friend, so I created some specific frame on my laptop. I actually know somebody who, back when he was in college, he hacked into the school system server just so he could like play EverQuest or something for a bit. But the problem was, is it was so new having internet on college campuses that apparently that was like a CIA or a government type of
Oh
server.
no.
So he got in trouble.
Wow. Okay. I'm getting that like overwhelmed feeling, so I'm trying to figure out what I should focus on. Uh,
Let's. Well,
we know we
I'm
want to
going to.
look up the kids, right?
We
So
do want to look up the kids, but what we should probably focus on are those gold stars. So if the gold
okay,
stars are related to specifically people on that list, we can focus there first.
that's true. Okay, so just in my brain, these are the 5 kids from here. So that makes sense.
Yes.
So we do have. So we would know that their kids will go in this line. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Um.
So that list with the gold star on it that we got, they're probably all of these gold stars. We'll focus there first.
Yeah.
Easy to find online and fill in.
How do I get back to the good way it was laid out? Um. There we go. So this is crossed off, which my guess means there's nothing else to find about them, right?
That sounds about right, yeah.
Okay, so there's still something else to find about Carl, which would be a photo.
Yeah. Some
And
kind of news.
we, what are periodicals? Oh, magazines and newspapers.
Oh,
Oh,
perfect.
we can look up,
Right. The Root brand.
yeah. Do we like that? In this
Maybe
line?
all caps.
Oh. Periodicals keywords.
Periodical and keys.
Both required.
What's the name of her catalogs? Forget.
We can find that out.
Oh, nice. You got history.
Oh. I gotta like properly though. I'm looking for the fan website. I think it's too far back in history.
It's okay. You can either try the Roottrees Sisters, that is in your history, or Root Dot is in your history as well.
Oh, here we go. No, it doesn't have the art, like the magazine. What page
It'd
was the
probably be
magazine?
underneath Brenda.
Yeah.
So either under Brenda Roottree or Root Dot.
That's the dress thing. Here we go.
Hell, fly.
Magazine.
I'm taking psychic damage from that.
I thought Hello was relatively new.
It's not. It's definitely something I feel like Saved by the Bell used.
Okay.
God,
Maybe
that was news.
maybe the catalogs are just called Root.
Maybe. Oh, periodical would probably be like a newspaper. It's newspapers, catalogs, things like that. Oh, wait. The dad, Carl. They were talking about how he got Watchman of the Year, but it was in a magazine of some kind.
Right. Carl?
Tree.
Oh, we have a JPEG. Cover and ever summary. Okay, cool. Oh my.
Oh wow.
That's feeling AI too, but we're not gonna complain. We're not gonna complain.
You're definitely not gonna complain.
We're not gonna complain. I love AI usage. I didn't see it on the Steam page, so. Also, our ongoing coverage of who's in the corporate world.
This is also from 1987, so it's like.
Yeah. So we have a picture for Carl then.
Nice.
Yay. Oh, I need to change that to president. Right? Because, like, would it be CEO or president? Because they were saying that they were usually named presidents.
Yeah, CEO and president seem to be interchangeable, so I think the fan website put down as CEO, but president might be more appropriate, so fifth president.
Yeah, that's the family. Do we know if we get it right yet, or?
No, I think you need to get at least 3.
Oh, okay. Alright. Once you verify this person, you'll be able to add bonus photos. Okay.
So I think so. We need to work on some of the other ones.
Yeah. All right. Okay, we have 3 more bits of evidence of that. Anything? What does WOTY issue mean?
Watchman of the Year.
Oh, okay. I was seeing if there's anything.
Maple leaves on his tie.
It's kind of great, yeah. Like, honestly, good touch. It must not be AI then, like, because they have to put the little details on there. Like, stare into his eyeballs. Okay.
Them eyes stare longingly into those eyes.
What else have we got? What is this photo? Why do we have this?
Because you doodle, probably.
Oh, okay.
It's nice to have a visual keeping up with stuff.
Alright, so... There's also a Gwyn root tree and a red root tree. Let's look up... I guess we'll just go down the list then. Let's look up, Elias root tree.
And, yeah.
Founder and first president, you find what is essentially a propaganda site about him created by the Root Tree Candy Co. At the top, there's a picture of him and wife Gwyneth. The picture has been added to your evidence. Awesome. Oh my god, sorry about the dogs.
No worries.
There's a biography section that has some additional info. Elias is credited for inventing 5 pieces. Before that, the farm he inherited by marrying his wife only produced syrup. Elias spent his time and energy on cementing reputation as a family man, quoted on the site saying, "Blood is thicker than syrup, and any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy." The site claims that he made good on that promise, but offers no additional detail. Ooh, I bet that's infidelity.
Oh, snap.
I bet that's infidelity right there.
Oh, no.
Made good on that promise by any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy. I'm calling it infidelity right now.
You know, this is giving me some big vibes on the fall of the House of Usher right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
He makes the same claim in that one, so he has like a lot of children by multiple women, but you know it's more modern day stuff, so it's like we kind of just don't care anymore.
Yeah, and this is back in what year?
1920s.
Yeah, like so you would be like so fucked if you if you had any kind of child outside of wedlock.
Yeah, maybe that's why they're doing all this, is because they don't believe everyone is related by blood.
Okay. Yeah, the person did mention, like, okay. So there's a few more quotes about Elias from a book called Family Man, The Root Tree Legacy by Bess Williams. To say they are biased is a massive understatement. Let me write that book down. Below that long list of accomplishments, one stands out like his great-grandson, Carl. Elias was voted Watchman of the Year. Okay, so we know that. It doesn't mention the children, though. I thought you would think you would have that in there. Let's add the photo, though.
Yeah.
Oh my
wow.
god! Whew! That's some clothing and hair.
Yeah.
Okay, so that must be the farm. It was taken in 1909 after they founded the Root Tree Candy Co., but before it was a success. From what you found searching, it seems quite difficult to find any site about Elias or Gwyneth that isn't accompanied by this picture. Elias and Gwyneth are on the notable Root Trees list. They will be marked on the star with star. Okay. So let's go ahead and add their photos then. Awesome. Would she be a farmer?
I don't want to make an assumption of just being a housewife, so...
Well, 1920s, though.
Yeah.
I think we can make that assumption.
Yeah, but... I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like to give hope for humanity even back in the 1920s, but since women couldn't have their own checking account in the U.S. until, like...
Well, remember, content warning, sexism.
Yeah.
So, we gotta... I don't mean to be that person who's like, oh yeah, she's the housewife.
Listen, my whole life I deal with sexism.
I know. I'm sorry. we
No, you're
gotta
fine.
we gotta put it as an option at least on
We
in our brains.
It's, yeah, you're right. But as soon as like homophobia comes up, I'm throwing swings. Bring it, bitches. Okay, no,
Yeah.
I get it. They're all dead. I don't care.
Right. Exactly. We have to like think of our current world uh stuff towards things and then think about the 1920s. But yeah. Let's see. So
So we got Elias. We could put Gwyneth Roottree to see if you get something a
yes.
little different.
Did I spell that right?
Yes.
Yay. First, Anderson Maple Farm. There are a few pictures, including his famous picture. Before marrying, Gwyneth Ritchie was Gwyneth Anderson. She had no brothers, so as the oldest sister, she was meant to inherit the Anderson Maple Farm, so long as she married. Yeah, okay.
Well, yep.
Before Elias took over, the farm produced only syrup. It was Elias's idea to create candy. Success was not immediate until they decided to combine the maple with other flavors. Expanded well beyond the original farm and preserved as a tourist attraction. There are still daily demonstrations and educational tours that show off many turn of the century that Gwyneth would have used as a housewife in the early 1900s.
Housewife!
Okay.
There we go.
Alright, we've confirmed. Housewife.
The house spouse. The domestic engineer, as I've been called
Hey!
nowadays. Woo!
Well done!
Yeah! Alright,
These
so
three-
we got 3 more.
Yes. These 3 entries are correct and have been locked in. We've also locked the following optional entries, which are the spouse. Booyah.
Booyah!
Awesome.
It's gonna become part of my lexicon now, just saying booyah.
Booyah.
God, it was the 90s.
What is this? Oh, that's the additional photos. Don't have any portraits available to add to the family tree. Yeah, so if we ever get an additional photo, but it says like any other photos are quite rare, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. For that pale, pasty face. Alright, so we've got those locked in. Who will we work on next? Let's see who we got.
What other gold star names do
Oh.
we have?
And they're marked off. Awesome.
Oh,
Let's
great. Okay,
start with Gwyn then, I guess.
yeah.
Gwyn Roottrees. Old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very... Oh, I was like, wait, what year is it? The site is not very well organized. And the search is broken, but you can get to individual pages. Gwyn Ritchie is a somewhat well-known actress. Okay. Appeared in tabloids. Divorced, okay, at some point. Biggest role was the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. Flopped Christmas Mission. Widely circulated picture of Gwyn from behind the scenes of one of her movies, which you added to evidence. Did you know she's the daughter of granddaughter of Elias Roottrees? Oh, got a, you able to ban them?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
And report them, because we're getting a lot of those. Those are bots.
We are getting a lot. There are some people who stream who have, like, bots which take care of bots, but I don't know how to add them, so I've just...
I'd have to ask somebody. I do know someone who has a lot of bots to counter bots
Yeah.
like this.
The bot rising.
The bot rising. Listen, let's just have the bots fight other bots. It's just the Clone Wars.
Alright, she shouldn't have been named Roottrees, but her father took her mother's famous name. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh.
That is surprising for back then. Okay.
Her father took her mother. So her mother is the root
The
tree.
root tree, yeah. Interesting.
So.
Okay, so there's a
she's
lot of info
granddaughter.
here. So Gwyn Ritchie, actress, active in 1950s. Divorced. We don't know to who or from who. Biggest movie, Guys Like Us, which we could probably search up more info on.
Yeah.
Christmas Mission, flopped. I can spell, I promise.
It's perfectly fine. I'm giving these over.
And father took Mother's name, Roottrees.
So the mother's a Roottrees and the father married in.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
Makes it easier for us.
Now, if she's divorced, wasn't there somebody who was divorced on here? Was it the only one?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, okay, so let's see. If she's the granddaughter of Elias, then that means...
So it makes sense she would be here, right? Because that's
so
the parents, and that would be the
grandparent.
granddaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you're right. And then that way, since it shows that they separated.
yeah. Gwen Ritchie. An actress, right?
Yeah.
At least that we know of. Because if it was active in the 1950s, then she might have had something else after that, but... Ooh, she... Okay.
Wow.
Very, like, 1950s, yeah.
Very Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah. Okay, we add her picture in.
And it is one of our notable gold
Oh.
stars, so that's good.
Would it be actress?
Yep.
Oh, no,
Now
it's
it
just
looks
actor.
like they just put actor
Okay.
as gender neutral in this case.
Right.
I too rely on spell check Carvin every day.
Yes.
Just ask Martin about my terrible, terrible typing.
Aw.
I edit our messages constantly.
Let's see. So, what else can we look up on her? Well, I can look up the movies, Guys Like Us.
She was in tabloids, so she might be in the periodicals.
Yeah.
I don't know which ones.
Guys Like Us is a 1953 film in which two secretaries cut their hair short and pose as businessmen to get ahead in life until one of them falls in love with their client and hilarity ensues. I kind of want to watch that.
Me too, actually.
That sounds amazing for a 1950s film.
Right?
Starring Gwen Roottrees, Leslie, and Harrison Lee. Let me copy this whole thing, actually.
Just start with Leslie Lawrence. Yeah, you know what? That's smart. Just copy paste things.
Yeah. Title is a play on words, as it can be read that the two women are men similar to other men, or that the men are fond of them. Wait, what?
Guys like us. Or guys like us.
Oh, I get it. That's
I
kind of
get
funny.
it now too.
Okay.
I had to have the trivia to make it.
That's kind of funny. And then what was the other one? Christmas Mission.
Yeah. A flop, they said.
Ooh. On a Page Called Flops was a war movie about World War I released in '55 that received poor reviews and lost studio money. Gwen had a role as soldier's wife who wrote him letters from home. No additional relevant info. The movie was marketed as an incredible true story, but no records of the events happening has ever been found. I wonder if we'll find it.
Maybe. All
Okay.
those links online might be busted, but maybe we
Yeah.
can find it in the public library. Not that they actually made videos that easy to see in the 90s.
We did have to look up the Family Man Roottrees legacy.
Yeah. I might just make a separate OneNote instead of me trying to do this by hand.
Oh god. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It's a lot more than I expected, yeah, to be honest. Alright, published in 1920. Old book about Elias. No downloadable version because the book is impossible to find these days. Well, wasn't that
Nice
just
of them to tell us.
useful?
Hey, it's useful enough to know that it's impossible to find.
Yeah. So,
Probably bought up all the copies.
back to Gwen, then. What else can we
She's not
look
marked
up?
off.
Yeah. Well, because we need a spouse.
Yeah.
Who did she marry and then divorce? How do we find that?
Periodical?
Yeah. Gwen Roottrees. Actor? Oh, okay, so we need the exact magazine or newspaper name.
Yeah. It says that she was in tabloids, but I don't know any of the tabloids.
Yeah, it didn't mention any. Oh.
Oh, nice. Twin Rootree tabloid, maybe? Like if you add tabloid at the end?
Oh, here we go. That's kind of cool. Good idea. You come across mentions of a marriage to Wild Bill Williams. They divorced before the birth of her second child. Okay. I wish I could just click on the note rather than, like, hit edit.
Copy paste.
Yeah.
Probably to keep you from accidentally.
Yeah, that makes
different
sense.
ways.
Okay, Wild Bill Williams then. Let's see if that's... Williams isn't on here. Interesting.
Probably by a different name. What if he was a
Yeah.
porn star?
In the 50s?
Is it Harrison Lane on there? You'd be surprised.
Is that a name we run across, or...
It's on the left side in Guys Like Us. I was going off a hunch. That
Oh,
maybe...
gotcha. No. We could look them up, though.
Yeah, this is true.
Television actor, villain in the first season of Western Frontiers. Western Frontier has no connection to Roottrees. Harrison is a dead end. Harrison Lane married his high school sweetheart. Okay, yeah, so we don't need to worry about Harrison then.
But Wild Bill Williams.
Yeah, let me look up Leslie and see if that's a dead end also. Possibly not. Okay. Leading man of some non-notable movies in the 50s. Appeared in an adventure movie called Fortune Favors the Grave, which has yet to be released for home audiences. You don't find any additional information about the film. Known for good looks and off-screen romances, especially with blondes. He's married 4 different times to 4 different actresses. He was even approached by Marilyn Monroe at a party, and she was already aware of his reputation. While Bill grew up in Paris, France, he returned there often. Oh. Well, if he... Well, it doesn't say he was born in Paris, France. I was thinking maybe his name would be French, but...
The fact it's not giving his actual first name, just air quotes, Wild Bill.
It is odd, yeah. Like, it's been given the names for everyone else. Maybe we could look up the actual movies. And
Yeah.
it'll have, like, credits or something.
It's a good idea.
That's the same thing.
This is like the Dr. Decker one. It's like, I don't know anything about that. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, yeah.
But he had a thing for blondes and married 4 times.
You'd
All
think-
actresses.
Yeah. I think he would be somewhere. Let me look up Bill Williams. Okay. Just reminds me of Red Dead Redemption now.
Right? Have some faith, Arthur.
Yeah, and there is no Williams in here.
No. Is there a Bill by chance?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay,
Bet he had some like lame ass name.
probably. Let's move on to Red Root Tree then for now.
Fun fact: John Wayne's real name was Marion Michael Morrison.
Yeah, I'd change my name too, probably.
Actually, let me make sure if it's Michael Marion or Marion Michael.
Oh my god, what is this name? Aloysius? Is that an actual name?
Aloysius.
Oh, is that how you
think
spell
it
it?
might be.
Or how you pronounce it?
I'm guessing Aloysius, but not really.
Appointed judge. and
Aloysius
politician.
Herring Roottrees. I changed it to red too.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Marion Robert Morrison. That was John Wayne's actual name.
Oh, okay.
Michael wasn't even in it. Where the hell did I get Michael?
Earned his
Oh, other names, Mary Michael Morrison.
Gotcha.
Shutting up now.
Earned his nickname ironically because he was the ambassador to Ireland for only about 6 days. He served in what people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days
How'd he
after he's
do?
appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. Then tried to run for state senate, claimed to be related to the Candy Co. in the newspaper ad, but came out that the last name was merely a coincidence and he was defeated in a landslide. Oh, interesting. So he's not related then.
No.
Okay, how do we mark that down as, like, info that we found? Oh, okay, marked it for us.
There was a red herring. Ha!
Ah, I get it. Okay, so that shows off how a red herring works then. So red root tree,
Yeah.
red herring. Okay.
That's funny. So he's not actually related to anybody.
No.
He's just
No.
a guy named Red Rootree.
Yeah, just a guy.
He's just a guy.
Just a guy.
Just a guy.
Okay.
Well, alright then. Jim, you're up next.
All right, Jim, come on, bro. A singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife Diamond LaRue. The duo, according to sources, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song Rollin' On Down to the City. It's now in your evidence folder. Oh, can we listen to that?
Roll on down to the city.
Although Jim writes the majority of songs, plays the guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. Band never had another hit, but has fans who refer to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. Rest of the music is more folksy and acoustic. Continued to release music through the 80s and 90s. Other albums you find mentioned are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become a bit of a recluse and hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. There's a lot of good info in here.
Yeah.
Let's look at the... Oh my god.
Oh,
That is
hell yeah.
amazing. Wow.
Oh my god.
As seen in MMM. Only the great-grandson of Elias Rootree could make this disco so sweet. That's
Oh my god.
That's a magazine then, right? MMM?
Yeah. Great grandson of Elias. MMM magazine. Something magazine.
Yeah.
Manly Music magazine.
There you go. Wow. Those faces. Okay.
Peter. What is that name? Peter.
Oh, yeah, we could look that up. Peter Janowicz. It's Janowicz.
Janowicz. Okay. I could probably look them up and see what magazine that is.
Yeah. Let me see what else we might need here.
Last public appearance, 1996.
Yeah. And we don't know... Oh, wait, He's a great-grandson.
Yeah.
So...
So on the same level
As Gwen. Okay.
No. Actually,
No?
the same level as Carl, I think.
Oh, yeah. Not grandson, but great-grandson. Okay. Oh, somebody had some divorces here.
Quite a few.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to begin right now to put him.
Yeah, we'll focus on our gold star people first.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jim and Diamond.
Right.
So
So
Jim is a great grandson. We're looking for somewhere along the same level as Carl. Are there any gold stars on the same horizontal level on the genealogy?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's true. We could put him down. It looks like he's the only other one.
I'm gonna take a guess that that's his then.
Yeah.
James?
What was his name?
James. It was
Jim.
Jim or James.
Jim.
Tree.
Jim. Okay. Oh, interesting.
James it is.
Would
It
would
would be Rootree.
yeah, but like why James, not Jim?
Jim's a nickname, but it also says it.
Oh yeah, that's true. James Ritchie. Okay. And the wife is Diamond. That's a cool name.
It is a cool name. Diamond LaRue.
And we do have
Rolls off the
photos.
tongue.
Yes.
And he's a singer. Okay. Entertainer?
Let's see what we got.
Musician?
He did a bunch of different stuff though in the band.
Right.
Oh. Writes the majority, plays the guitar, and often sings. Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer.
Okay.
So
So he probably would be the writer then, because
Yeah.
often sings or plays, but then writes majority of the songs.
not
maybe.
screenwriter.
Nope. We'll
Let's
leave it as musician.
Yeah, let's go with musician for now. Who's gonna be the travel agent?
Somebody in here. Someone's a preacher and someone's a police officer.
Welcome, Thistle. First time chat. Did you listen to their one hit? Can you? Can you listen? Oh, you can. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Oh my god. That's
I am
amazing.
Boogie.
It's gonna play in the background.
This is a bop.
What if there's like clues in the song?
Lord, I'm lost.
I'm out then.
Well, we could probably look them up. I remember when GeoCities and Angel Fire existed.
Oh,
Fan
God.
sites had that shit.
Oh, let's look that periodical up. What is it? MMM? And
Yeah.
what was the name? Or we would put
Um,
in Gem or Diamond, right?
Yeah, you can either put. You could try and put in Jim, Rootree, or just put in Rootree probably.
Hmm.
How about
Oh.
LaRue, like Diamond LaRue?
Wait, let's look up MMM.
Yeah.
Aha!
Modern Music Monthly. Okay.
Went out of business due to high competition. Okay. Oh, it adds it. Okay, so I don't have to type it in. So once we find it, then they flood the results. Okay.
Okay,
So we
so
to-
Jim.
Review and interview were titled A Reluctant Hitmaker. So a few years ago, Diamond and I were in the C and J plus J and D. What does that mean?
With my cousin and his ex.
Is that a band
Clark
name?
never knew his father, so my grandpa. I guess C and J might be Clark and somebody else.
Okay.
Okay, so Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted he'd spend time with my dad and me. As a result, Clark and I grew up like brothers. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters. So the four
Oh.
of us had sort of a cutesy family band thing going on. Not our finest hour.
Aw.
Regardless, when Diamond walked in on Clark and Bev,
Oh,
her
no!
youngest sister, everything exploded. No more
No!
family band.
No!
Oh no! The only thing Clark and I had in common was music, but even then we never agreed on what it should be. He was always more interested in catchy tunes, something you hum a week later. I've been told Rollin' is like that, but that wasn't my goal. When he called me up and said he liked it, I took it as a sign I was going in the wrong direction musically. That made him laugh, but I'm trying to make art. Oh, no. The beef in this family.
Yeah.
I don't mind saying any of this because he'd agree. For most of the decade, he was a mess, but he's a lot happier now. He started Raffer Tunes, and he's a much better jingle writer than songwriter. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. It's also how my father was connected to Rootree. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls all over the record player, but I was never interested. I just went straight for the music. I guess Clark was paying more attention.
Okay. So we
So
got a
there's a
lot of info. Yeah.
But tea! I know, there's so much tea in
I
this.
love the little emoji with Kermit T. That's amazing.
All right, so
So,
C
notebook.
and J looks like it's Clark and Jane, and so the J and D would be Jim and Diamond.
Yeah. So Let me just copy this whole thing.
We're just keeping that whole article.
We're just keeping the whole
Won't let us
thing.
If we aren't printing it, we're keeping it.
Right. Can we rename the page? Yes.
Awesome.
Oh, well, that's fine. Okay, so.
That was nice. Okay, so Clark. Let's see.
So
Jade
we're
and
thinking
Diamond are siblings.
Clark and who's the J?
Jane. Jane.
Okay, and then we have Jim and Diamond.
And Diamond, yeah.
Okay. Clark never knew father, so Grandpop insisted he spend time with Dad and me. That's rough, Clark and him growing up like brothers, and then Clark was in bed with the youngest sister.
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to think where we go from here then. So can we pin them on the board?
We might be able to. So it says Clark is his cousin.
Right.
Like my cousin and his ex up there implies Clark is his cousin, so he's probably a gold star on the same level with Jim.
Yeah. Do we have any other names
I
on
don't
the...
know that we need the younger sister's name for whoever Clark slept with, Carvin, but it
Yeah.
may come up. We're not sure yet.
Yeah. Shouldn't need that. No,
No,
it's
not incest.
not incest.
Not incest.
No.
No.
We haven't gone that deep yet.
I mean, I'm sure that's gonna pop up later. Sure.
I'm definitely thinking infidelity somewhere because of the
Yeah.
blood relation thing. But yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it straight in my brain here.
We don't know. I mean, there could always.
It's foreshadowing, you know? It's a big family tree. Sometimes you meet people and you don't know they're related.
You don't know you're kissing cousins.
There's been a lot of reports about that. People find out like they're related like 3 years into the marriage. I'm like, oh my god, I would die.
Yeah, get out of your hometowns.
Yeah. Okay, so Clark and Jane. Do we look up Jane? What would their last name be? For Clark.
Probably still Roottrees. So if Jane married Clark, it'd probably be like Jane Roottrees. And they're and Clark and Jane would be one of the ones that split up too.
That's true. I think we have a lot in that level though, right?
Probably. So there's
What level would they be on? They'd be on this level, right?
Yeah. Oh no, that could be an issue. I would assume there's still one of the gold stars.
That's
which is
true.
a problem. Look at
We
that.
don't have any more gold stars on this level.
We don't.
Jim Roottrees is a gold star.
Oh, well, it could mean a cousin, but we don't know how distant of a cousin. Like, they could be a second cousin, they could be...
Yeah, that's true.
People are unreliable like that.
So a cousin would be
Oh.
separate, right?
A cousin wouldn't be on the same level as a sibling, but you see here, like, Carl and Jim, they would be considered cousins.
Okay, these two.
Because-
So they'd be on like a separate line, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are separated from, like, their parents being siblings.
Yeah.
There's also the family
Oh,
refresher. on
oh
the
yeah,
page,
I've read the family refresher. That doesn't mean I understand it though.
Yeah, and I also don't fully trust someone who's like, yeah, they're my cousin. It's like, are they a first, a second, a third cousin? It's like, none of us know.
Like,
We're a cousin of some kind.
yeah, I read the refresher and I stopped halfway through reading that. I'm like, I don't know any of that. There's gonna be no incest, Carvin.
That we know of.
That we know
Now,
of yet.
listen,
That we know of
Jim
yet.
and Clark could have done a whole thing on their own.
That's true.
We don't know for sure.
That's true. Okay. Let's see. So they split up though, right?
Yeah, so that's the one thing, is like there is someone over on the other side of Carl who does show that they've been divorced a
Yeah.
couple of times.
So Diamond and Jane are actually sisters. But we don't care about Jane because she's not going to appear on the family tree. Because Diamond
Well,
ends here.
I mean, she probably might, because if she's married to another Roottree, Clark.
That's true.
But they split.
Well, Clark was in bed with the youngest sister, which
Everything
doesn't
is-
necessarily mean that's Jane, though.
Oh, well, no. That
Right?
the point being is that Clark and Jane are together. Now, if the youngest sister isn't Jane, then he was sleeping with Diamond and Jane's youngest sister.
Yeah.
Which probably still broke up the band, but I don't know it says that they got divorced. So we could look up Clark and Jane Roottree now.
My brain. Okay.
Yeah, but they aren't, like, blood related, so it wouldn't be incest in that case, Carvin.
We're going to drop the incest for now.
Was that one of the alerts on the triggers in the beginning?
Let me look.
Oh my god.
Substance abuse, violence, mentions of sex, homophobic characters, sexist, fatphobic. No, there's no incest warning.
Yeah.
I don't know if
No.
incest, like, needs a warning, but...
It probably should, but no, it would be like if you sleep with someone that you are blood related to, not
Yeah.
someone who's related to you by marriage, like the sibling of your
Yeah.
spouse or something. That doesn't count.
Exactly.
At least not to my knowledge does it count.
I don't think it counts because, like, incest is, like, usually blood relation. So, yeah. Okay. What is this music? This needs to change.
Cool cat! Kevin McLeod, I was praising you! Actually, it's not his fault. He's not the one who got included in this.
Okay. We need to put Jim somewhere. Can we put Jim with the info that we have, you think?
Well, we do already have him on there.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Where? Oh, James,
Right
that's
there,
right.
that's-
Oh, I forget it's James. Okay, my brain.
Yeah. It just won't click into place until we have 3 more family
Right,
members.
right. Okay, so the other gold star then, let's look up...
Let's look up Lauren.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, does that scroll down, that list?
Oh, God.
Oh, no, it was just-
Okay. Yeah.
Notable entries cross... Okay, never mind.
Alright. Author Lauren Rootree, distant relative of the Rootree sisters, is known for a book Life Between Wars. According to a website about famous authors in their 60s, released a few romance novels under a married
Romance
name,
novels!
Lauren Rafferty, to little fanfare. When her publisher learned she'd been keeping diaries about her famous family, they insisted she release them under her original name to take advantage of the notoriety. A selection of diary entries as A Life Between Wars spans from untimely death of her husband in World War II, coping with post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times and socialities, all the way through the entry into Vietnam. Socialites, yeah. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found new life as an exercise in high school English classes to show an evolution in writing style and for a look into life in previous generations. Publisher re-released romance novels under the name Roland Roottrees, include Romance in Court, which gained popularity. She followed the re-release up by writing 2 new sequels, creating what the fans refer to as the Court Jester series. Find no recent details about Lauren, although she's listed as retired.
Is retired an occupation?
Probably.
Okay.
Let me look real quick.
Or writer, I guess, would be the big one.
No, that's not a... But yeah, she would probably be a writer.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll worry about that
Yeah.
later.
So, distant relative of the Rootree sisters. That's not very specific.
Yeah, we'll hold off on that one.
Well...
Because that probably means like she's like a far cousin. Oh, yeah.
We've got the
Never
married
mind,
name.
look that up.
Oh, that's the same. Okay.
Okay.
Let's look up...
A Life Between Wars. How do you have...
That's going to be in
Okay.
the library then. It's released in. It was released with her. Married name.
Oh, okay.
So.
The Roottree, but Rafferty as her actual married name.
Oh, did.
Go ahead, put it under Roottree since it seems like she switched it.
There we go. 1965.
Yes.
Republished 1993. Seems you've hit the jackpot here. This is a book occasionally taught in schools. Wow, a lot of pictures. Find a hardcover edition for students that has full-page, high-quality pictures. Summary of the contents of the book, photos, as well as particularly relevant entries have been added.
Oh, dang.
Nice. Okay.
This distant relative is helping us hit the jackpot. What?
Oh. Okay, a lot of stuff then.
This is the book itself. Excerpts from it.
So this is probably not Lauren.
No.
This is excerpts from the diaries of a Roottrie. Okay. We don't know who those people are yet.
Was it notable? As Lauren's thoughts revolved around was the loss of her husband, Jacob. Jacob died in the final months of World War II while Lauren was pregnant. This left her to raise their son, Clark.
Clark. Okay.
Oh.
So Lauren.
Okay,
Do we have a Clark?
So the Clark that we do. From that article with James and Diamond, we haven't put him on here
Oh,
yet.
yeah, that's
we
right.
just know he's a cousin.
Okay.
So Lauren and Jacob, Rafferty, and Lauren Roottree then. Because this has diary entries.
Okay.
It's not just...
Yeah.
Since it's from her diary, that's what this would be about. So she was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. This is a lot of information.
Yeah. It did say we hit the jackpot.
So, granddaughter of Elias. Mother's family was called the Cossels, but she hardly ever mentions them. Father, who she always referred to as Pop, was the head lawyer. Oh, head lawyer of the Roottrees Candy Company and helped write a legal document called the Clanced Trust. Clanced Trust. So hang on. Her father was a lawyer. The candy company. Trust. Okay. Try and get back to that in a little bit later.
So the Rootrees have internal shorthand names for the different generations. 5 Pieces is the first generation of children by Gwyneth and Elias. Lauren's father was in this generation. The next generation is Lauren's generation, and then the Free Spirits, the generation after Lauren's, including her son. Okay. Okay. We have complaints.
Okay, well that gives us an idea.
Yeah. Entry to child complaints written 53 focus specifically on one of Lauren's family members, Gwen. Okay, we do have Gwen. Seems everyone has something to complain about. Gwen complained of loneliness, told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. During the summer, went to stay with her and Aunt Margot. We have an Aunt Margot then. Hoped she would be the sister I never had, and that I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the 2 of them. What a mess. But she was just complained.
Oh, no.
To her, I was the lucky cousin. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now from my coffee table as she gets to be in starlet, and tell tales of how she gallivants around the world, kissing the likes of Harrison Lane and Wild Bill Williams. Can we have a name for him? She's the first Roottree woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I'm jealous. If I were not a single mother, could I make my own way in this world? But I'm off topic. A girl with all the luck in the world was jealous of me, and now, though I have been undoubtedly burdened by terrible tragedy, I am also lucky to be born into a family that can support me for eternity. I can raise a child without worry, unlike countless other widows. If any of them were to hear me complaining, they would rightfully scoff, just like I do at Gwen. Okay.
Okay, so the cousin that she is... Yeah, it's Gwen.
Yeah.
be on the same level as Gwen.
Right. But she's a single mother. Right? So, would she not be married?
She was married. She was just widowed.
Oh, right.
Versus, like, actually severing the tie itself would be different.
Yeah. And she married... What was it?
Jacob.
Yeah. And Jacob died in the final months of
World
World
War
War II. Okay. So,
He
son
was set
Clark.
to go home and retire.
Yeah. Okay. Grandfather Elias announced he would step down as the president. The meeting determined his successor.
Wish I had been a fly on the wall today. Clancy, whoever Clancy is, told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president. Oh. But that's what he gets for holding on to it so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. So with the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came down to us next gens. So the other relatives in the 5-piece generation would be architect, preacher, and lawyer. And
Yeah.
we'll come back to that in a bit. So then the next gens had to become... That means it skipped a generation. So
Yeah.
Elias was the first president, and then the second president was in the next generations.
So, none of these were presidents then?
Nope.
Okay. So that would be second, third, fourth.
Yeah, something around here.
We've got him as fifth currently, but...
That was just an assumption, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Oh, wait, no, he's locked in, so he has to be fifth.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Well,
we won't think about it. Yeah.
Don't think about it. Drinking from a fire hose?
I mean, it's kind of what it is. Yeah, like it feels it's a lot going on, but we'll get there. So the company should stay with our branch of the family. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who has volunteered. So we know Clancy is a Roottrie then.
Okay. Instead, it ended up going to Zach. Okay. So Zach became a president. We'll find out who he is. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, so he wasn't even a Roottrie.
Okay.
He married in.
Firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. Okay. Firstborn son of the firstborns, which we don't know who that is yet. I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. I assumed that maybe he married in, but that doesn't necessarily... Okay, so firstborn son of firstborn 5-piece. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad has always had very particular views when it came to his bloodline. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us. But he just laughed. Well, that sucks.
Sexism. No.
Sexism!
Never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back. Maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. Oh, so he's fat. That's what it is.
That's kind of rude.
Yeah, he eats the candy, so he's fat. Okay.
Fatphobic. There we go.
Yeah.
We're marking it off the bingo card.
Next up, homophobia.
I'm still gonna come in swinging. All right,
Somebody's gonna be gay.
Someone has to be gay, and there have to be multiple people being gay.
I hope so.
From a previous entry, you learned that Elias Roottrie had given it to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. Lauren writes, "Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two. But I was told, trim their branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up. And I'm not the only one to realize."
We trimmed the branches because they were gay.
Maybe. Unfair. Let's bring him back. Let's bring the gay back.
Yeah.
Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Ooh. Intrigue. Gwyn's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam as at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. There's an Uncle Junior and a Patsy, so let me write them down. Patsy wedding. Okay.
And they were roommates.
This is getting so complicated. complicated way. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands EC and John when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Oh no!
Okay.
Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all three are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother, oh, there we go, even chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seemed thrilled.
Why wouldn't it be
At
proper?
the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider has cozied into the family affairs, especially one who works on the farm of all places. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup? Why is Granddad making an exception now? He's related.
He's related, yeah. That's why, because of we do right by our blood relatives, so
Yeah.
Sam is probably like a what's the term? Is like infidelity or bastard child kind of thing. I don't know.
If you're a child out of wedlock.
Yeah. Okay. One of the final entries called Clark from Laura and Roottrees' diary, written in 1964. Clark's getting married, and in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18, and Danielle isn't much older. But openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob and I got married at 16. Okay. So we have an age for them.
Okay.
Clark, like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl, but that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seemed to pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania.
Yeesh.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Okay, yeah, this would be a time during, like, segregation and all that. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over a department once he retires. As for me, my first published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on... I would read it. I would absolutely read it. It's based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were walking the woods after school. I think he'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president. Okay, so we know Zach was a president. And his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Oh, we got twins. Gwen is Gwen, but at least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. Even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But the free spirits, they'd all end up on the streets, even Clark. The way this game got me to consider the relative thickness of blood versus syrup. Yeah.
It's all thick.
It's interesting too because like the old phrase like the blood is thicker than water thing is like is misquoted because it's supposed to be the blood of the covenant is thicker than water from the womb. Yeah, so it's like completely opposite of what we assume it to be these days. Okay, so that was a lot of info.
Yeah, kind of like how they say you're at the bottom of the totem pole, but they actually consider the bottom to be the most important because if it's not stable, the whole thing topples.
Oh, yeah. Don't know who they are, but we'll capture their faces. Got a little eye patch there.
Yeah, right?
Oh, this is the 5 pieces. Okay. So these are the kids. Why is he so young? Picture was famous...
He could just be short.
Oh, that's true. Picture was famous in our house. Pop had it framed. That's him on the left. So this is Pop.
Yeah, that kind of tracks.
Which would be...
Elias the first. So the one next to the redhead.
Yeah, so it'd be this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Ellie Jr. designed. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo, since Miracle was in it, and the 3 of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose, to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. Found out years later that they never even took a second photo. Okay.
Maybe Mr. Morden is the guy with the eye patch.
It kind of has a kid's face, though. So I don't know. Oh, God, that person's important?
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Will it not let you take a closer with anyone else?
No.
Who's not important? Interesting.
Not that we found, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna start getting complicated because now I realize there's someone who's blonde here.
Oh, it's already
and
complicated to me.
okay,
I'm just
okay, let's
vibing.
take. Yeah, right. Let's see. Let's see.
And
So this is
remember,
the
there was
five pieces.
somebody who mentioned also like dyeing their hair, so we might have an issue with that at some point.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
It's
All
great
right,
though. I'm
let
having
me.
fun.
Are you okay? Good.
Long
That that's the bottom line. As
as
long
you're
as we're
having
having
fun too. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. This is incredible.
Awesome.
Let's see. G. So the five pieces, their names, I'm going to assume begin with a G, with an E, a CE, an M, and another M. So
Yeah.
one's got to be Miracle.
Right.
One's got to be like an Elias Jr. I'm guessing Elias Jr.
Yeah.
Angie. Okay,
Well,
Angie and I. So Angie and Lauren are younger. Like they're the next generation.
yeah, because it says only the 5 pieces, which could be in the photo.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me look at the last piece that we've got here. Oh, fat guy. We know who that is.
That's Zach. We're gonna call him Zach.
It's Zach.
Gotta be. Let's see.
He's
Angie
gay.
would have been older. 100% gay. Is that Neil Patrick Harris? He aged a day.
No, I don't know.
Damn it.
Oh my god, there's so much going on.
There is a lot going on.
Okay.
So this is the next generation. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're definitely gonna think Zach's on the far left.
Not y'all
One
doing
of
Zach
these-
like that. Look, the game did Zach like that.
The game did Zach dirty. Let's see.
And he's like obviously the larger of everybody here. It's not even like subtle largeness either. Let's see. So wanted Ellie to stand on the way to the left, but I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understand why, including Sam. Oh, Sam doesn't know. I also didn't think a fair miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. Guess my inner child still holds a grudge. Okay, so somebody matches up in here with the other photo.
Yeah.
But I am not good at doing that. One of these guys, maybe?
So for her, oh, hang on. Can we go back and look at Lauren's photo
Yeah.
in her magazine?
Oh,
Or-
yeah.
Don't think we actually placed her yet.
No. Do we know where to put her?
Not yet, because there's 2 gold stars on the same level as Gwen, so she's got to go in one of those.
Yeah.
We don't know which one yet.
Okay.
Okay, but she did have her books, so somewhere in the evidence we had the books and one had a cover. Up there, yeah.
So she had kind of curly, short, dark hair.
Yeah.
This one.
Well, this is the 5 pieces. She's in the next generation.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
My guess, especially if your hair ends up changing over time, the one who's got his glasses and the little mustache on him,
Hmm.
yeah, the woman to the left of him, I think that is Lauren.
Okay.
Which I want to say then that's Jacob, the man standing behind her.
This guy?
I want to go with the other one.
This one?
Yeah.
Well,
But I don't.
well, Jacob, that was on the cover,
She-
right? He's not wearing
Yeah,
glasses
she-
here.
Well, I mean, you get older and you wear glasses and you change your facial hair.
Oh, that's true.
But
That's true.
but also like if they got married. Yeah, this was written in 1964, so he'd already be gone.
Yeah.
He would have passed away by then, so there's no guarantee he'd be in the photo anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a lot of information.
It is a lot, yeah. We'll have to stop soon too, probably around 6:30 or so. Let me see here. Let's see if we can place somebody on here though. We've got there's 2 more gold stars here, And there's no more other gold stars, right? That I can see.
Yeah.
Have we not looked up anybody specifically? Miracle.
Yeah, we haven't looked at Miracle, but I have a hunch. Go
Okay.
back to the family.
This.
There. Okay,
Okay.
so this one here, you see over here to the left of Carl. It's got at least 1, 2. Yeah, it looks like it was 2 divorces and then like another marriage and having kids and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a guess that this is Clark.
Okay.
Because it said that he like, I don't know, married 3 times or something like that. Unless I'm forgetting and thinking of somebody else, but
Is that in the
I'm
book?
gonna go off of that.
Let's see. Clark's getting
that might
married.
have been Wild Bill Williams. That's my bad.
Might have been who? Sorry.
It might have been Wild Bill Williams, the one who was married to Gwen.
Oh,
It said
yeah.
he was the one who had to
Yeah, he had a lot of marriages.
Yeah, and Clark didn't have that many, so I might be going off the wrong thing. But yeah, so it should be Lauren and then her son Clark after Jacob died in the war. So Clark never knew his father, and that's when he ended up hanging out with Jim and Diamond. So we're kind of somewhere on those.
Yeah. It's just a lot of info for sure. So Zach is the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece, but we don't know who the firstborn 5-piece is, correct?
The firstborn 5-piece would be Angie, because she is older than Zach. But Grandpappy wouldn't give the line to a woman, so it goes to the eldest son, Zach.
Okay. But Angie wasn't allowed in the photo because they said only the 5-pieces, right?
Yeah.
So...
I think you're right. So maybe I'm getting Angie mixed up with the next generation. Because Zach is also part of the next generation. He's not a 5-piece.
Yeah, because he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece.
Right, so this is only the 5-pieces. This is their parents. The parents of Zach and Angie. Zach's not in this photo.
Right, yeah. This is the original 5-pieces here.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who's like oldest in this photo.
Yeah.
Let's look up Miracle then. See if we can get some info on her. Website from Miracle Network. Production company run by Miracle Root Tree Estate. It's quite bare bones as following blurb. Witness the testimonies of the Miracle's Root Tree. Miracle arrived so late in... Oh. Miracle's a dude.
Yeah. Miracle arrived so late in his mother's life that doctor swore he wouldn't survive his first
Miracle's a dude. Okay.
Yeah, Miracle's a weird freaking name.
Yeah. Okay.
But
like, that's what I get for assuming.
Yeah, right? How dare you?
How dare I?
But his mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, so there we go, one of the 5-pieces, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brothers and sisters by over 14 years.
That's got to be the kid. Yeah, that's got to be the kid then. Okay.
Definitely. Okay, so let's see. With a birth that late, the final child of his generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems, but still with the power of God on his side, he persevered. He triumphed over these complications and even regained his sight. To spread the healing word of the Almighty. 23 years later, Miracle Roottree Jr. arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for the higher power. He's a priest. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Roottree name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level via the power of television.
Oh no, he's a televangelist.
No!
No.
Miracle Jr. spread the gospel across the entirety of New England. He has left the life of glamour and glitz behind to reach those places that need it most. The power of the Lord coming to a town near you.
Oh, yeah.
The blurb is a flyer about the tour.
God.
Oh my god.
Oh no, he's not going to be trans in that day and age.
Not in this case. Not in the, what is it, the 40s?
Yeah. I mean, you never know, but I don't know if the game gets into that at all.
Probably not. But yeah, it probably would put
Oh my
Transphobia on
god!
there.
Okay, he's not. Well.
Well, that explains a lot.
Okay.
The rainbow of God. This explains so much.
Are we thinking gay? No. No.
He's a priest. Yes, of course
Of
he's
course
gay.
he's gay.
Just sitting around with loving all this attention, wearing pretty colors, dyeing up your hair like that, getting all the attention from, you know what?
Oh,
Yeah, I guess it was called it. Hide it with religion.
that's funny.
Yeah, naming your kid Miracle is kind of setting him up for evangelism.
Children now
Children
welcome.
now welcome. Not around him within 5 feet. Jeez.
Oh, that's funny. Celebrate
I'm
with your
so
pastor.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. What a great face, though.
Yeah, an incredible face.
Okay.
With his wife Nicole. Miracle the Third.
Okay. So the problem is I just don't know where to put them.
Long hair doesn't necessarily make you a she in this day and age.
Correct.
Sometimes it's just a mullet. It's
Yeah.
just a mullet.
Yeah, that's mullet for sure.
Also, like, you're a televangelist, you're definitely gonna wear makeup.
Yeah. So Miracle Third and his wife Nicole, who are said to be the youth pastors, Miracle Roottrees. Flyer says will make a special appearance. Ooh, this is giving righteous gemstones.
Yeah, right? I'm feeling all kinds of ways. I'm not sure
Yeah.
how positive.
Okay, so we've got a gold star here, gold star
Blush
here.
cheek stuff is absolutely something a guy would wear on television with his
Yeah.
makeup. You'd be surprised how well that can, like, because there's the obvious, like, putting a whole lot on your cheeks, like your higher upper cheeks when you're trying to look more feminine, but it's usually lower on the cheeks for guys because you want to have a little extra color and you don't want to be washed out.
Oh, okay. I never messed
Usually
with makeup at all, so
It's a theater thing mostly that I see, so it's like you're trying to highlight certain parts of the cheekbones.
gotcha. So
It's weird.
we know that we still have to place Lauren and Miracle, right?
Yeah. And so if Lauren is definitely on the same level as Gwen, and Miracle the Third, that feels weird. I mean, there's no guarantee we're gonna have Miracle the First, Junior, and the Third.
Right.
It could. So it sounds like Miracle is either in the pastor is either in the new generation,
Mm-hmm.
most likely. It says it was the youngest. They also had a Miracle in the 5 pieces where he got
Yeah.
his sight back. So that's the thing. On the 5 pieces photo where you have the smallest one, I want to
Right.
say that's Miracle because of all their health issues
Yeah.
getting their sight back.
Yeah. That's got to be the original Miracle. But we don't know where they go.
Yeah, we don't know quite yet.
There's 4 kids here.
We don't know who Aunt Margot. I'm going to assume, based off of Lauren's testimony, when she went to go stay with her cousin Gwen and Aunt Margot, that Margot is Gwen's mom. I don't know who Aunt Margot was married to.
Yeah. Who has
Don't have
4 children? Do we know anyone who has 4 children?
I think it was mentioned in here. I'm trying to remember which one of them it was. It might. Chances are it's yes, somewhere in here.
Lauren had 1 child. So that's probably Lauren then, right? Well, no, that's also 1 child
Yes.
here.
Yeah, there's 1 child there and 1 child there.
But did
Clark.
Lauren didn't remarry though? Yeah, Lauren never remarried. Okay, so Lauren's got to
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah, Lauren never remarried, and also I don't think that her son Clark ever remarried either.
Okay.
It just said that they split up the band.
Yeah.
So
Lauren Ritchie. And she was married to Jacob Rafferty. Okay. Yeah, because Jacob took her name. And what did she do? She...
Writer. I would definitely just say she was a
Writer,
writer.
okay.
But we don't have underwriter, so...
Right. Oh, we just have
Author.
screenwriter. Author. There we go. Be fancy with our names.
Yeah, right?
Picture-wise, we do know that is... Was it this photo?
That one, yeah.
Okay.
At least one of them.
Yeah. Once you verify, we can add the photos. Okay. So then the other star has to be... Miracle.
Miracle Jr. with the big, bright tie.
Yeah.
Oh, put down Nicole in the, Oh my god, it's just
Wait.
so fucking colorful.
1 second.
Yeah. I mean, we can always put in the
Is it-
wife's name afterwards.
And that's Miracle
We're gonna say the
Jr.
third.
Oh.
Yeah, it said Miracle Third on the poster.
Oh, okay. Let me look real quick. With my brain.
I know, it's so overwhelming.
Yeah. So,
Down there at the very bottom.
celebrate with your pastor, Miracle Third, and his wife, Nicole. It's confusing because the photo featuring testimony from the world-famous Miracle Jr., which doesn't mean they're the main attraction, right? Or does that mean... But testimony, growing up in a church, usually we also called, like, preaching testimonies. So that is an option with special appearance from Miracle Roottree and his 68th year. So we know that that's the original Miracle. And then celebrate with your pastor, Miracle Third, and his wife, Nicole. Nicole was mentioned to be youth pastor, right?
I don't recall on Youth Pastor in particular, but that means that you have the
Yes.
wrong photo for Miracle the Third.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's right
Miracle
there.
Third and his wife, Nicole, who are said to be the youth pastors. So this is Miracle Jr. then, right?
I think Miracle Jr. is the one in the bottom right photo.
But
And
that...
then, like,
But that's like next to this photo. So celebrate with... Because this is like a secondary photo, right? So this is like the smaller photo, which means from my brain is like this is like the little corner for the youth pastors. If that makes sense.
it kind of does, but I'm guessing what they're trying to do is if they're trying to put in this featuring testimony from the world famous,
Yeah.
they would put him as the bigger picture.
He's going to
on
be
there.
the bigger picture, yeah.
Yeah,
so
he would be in the 5 pieces generation, but for
Right.
this one, it would have to be the other photo.
this
For
one.
his son, yeah. That's my view on, just the weird arrangement of all this.
Okay. And
I
then
could be very much wrong.
the
But
wife is Nicole. Ugh.
oh no.
Ugh.
Well,
We'll come back to
never
Nicole.
mind. Throw the whole thing out the window. I don't care. We'll find that later. Priest.
Priest is very like, yeah, preacher.
Preacher.
Okay. Something's wrong then. We haven't.
Yeah, is it like every 3 or is it every up to 9 now? Because I'm looking at your top.
Every time we
right.
get 3.
3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely done. Okay.
I think that has to include their spouses.
No, it doesn't because we got the sisters without the
Oh,
spouse.
that's true. That's true. Okay. What have we got wrong then?
I could be absolutely wrong. Why don't you go ahead and change that one that we were looking at to Miracle Jr.
Okay.
and the appropriate photo.
This one?
Yeah. I can be confidently incorrect.
I'm also confidently incorrect, so...
Well, I still feel more confident on Jim and one. Like, this one we could probably mess up a little bit.
Yeah, it's just like summer of '96. 3 generations of miracles tour. So Thistle Epistle said it does say summer of '96 if that helps you with the ages. So we know that the original miracle is old as dirt. So it's 68, which is definitely
In
old as dirt.
1996, and this is the 68th year,
Yeah.
so that would mean he was born in 1928.
Yeah,
Man,
so that
he's got a great skincare routine.
that tracks. This is not the original miracle. Featuring testimony from the world famous Miracle Jr. Now, Miracle Jr., who is said to be world famous and gets top billing. So that has to be Miracle Jr.
Yeah.
And then Miracle the Third are the youth pastures, which are down here, because children are now welcome, and that shows, hey, we've got youth pastors and his wife Nicole. So we know then this is Miracle Jr. Okay. Do we have him in the right spot though?
That's the issue.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like over where Lauren is, you can confidently put Clark down as her son.
Yeah.
Though it is still giving the whole, like...
Oh.
Go ahead, put Clark Rafferty, because she was married.
Okay.
And
But wouldn't he take the Rootree name because Jacob took Rootree?
she was a distant relative, so she used her maiden name.
Oh my god.
Right? Right? It hurts the brain.
Oh, it hurts so good. Okay.
I'm glad you're enjoying that.
No, I am. I feel useless sometimes with stuff like this, but I enjoy it, so as long as I'm not annoying.
Oh, no, you're not.
Okay. So their son has to be Miracle the Third, right?
Miracle the Third, yeah.
Hey, Maddox. Gone for like an hour. App issues. How's it going? We have unlocked hell.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
Miracle.
also highly hilarious that it looks like if this is the place for Miracle, they got divorced. Like,
Oh
twice.
yeah. Well, it tracks. You know, religion.
Yeah, right? Religion will break you up the most.
It tracks.
Yes, we did find the diary. It is a hot, hot mess.
It's a
Oh my
lot.
gosh.
It's a lot. We're not. Oh, I don't know why nothing's locking in. That's the problem.
Well, you haven't put an occupation for Miracle the Third yet, and there might be something other than preacher for the occupations.
Well, Miracle the Third was the youth pastor, so no option for pastor, so he must be a preacher then.
Yeah. And then we put this photo.
Dang.
Maybe it's only focusing on the gold ones.
Mm. Okay.
So it could just be their placement for where they are for right now, but
Oh, nice,
figure
Maddox.
that out later.
Oh yeah, I think we saw the DLC on the front screen. I didn't realize that DLC even came with the game, so you're obsessed to the point where the game is a major inspiration for the game idea I'm working on. Oh, nice. Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah, definitely suggest Oberdin then, if you like these kind of things.
I second that. The Oberdin is just a
Very,
lot of fun.
yeah, very good. A lot of funky stuff, and the graphics are so interesting. I really like the way they did the graphics in Oberdin. So, what are you thinking we got wrong then?
It could be placement. Like, since you have them branching off from a parent,
Yeah,
this is implying that Miracle
Junior.
is the parent for Miracle Jr. and, 3 other siblings, and then also is the relative for, like, Carl and James and Miracle the Third. So maybe their Miracle belongs somewhere else.
Miracle Junior or Miracle?
Maybe all the Miracles are not underneath Miracle from the 5-piece generation. Like, the hard part is figuring out... Oh, it is! At the very bottom it says... Go back to the genealogy real quick.
Mm-hmm.
At the very bottom where... Oh, never mind. Is that just for the 3 girls?
Yeah,
Or
siblings in
its
birth order.
oldest to youngest?
Oh.
Dang it.
But that would track
Was-
for the whole thing, though.
Yeah, so the
So-
oldest in the families would be on the far left.
Yeah. And the youngest would be all the way. So we know where Miracle goes. Goes here.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that might be why.
That's it. So we got them mixed up. Okay, let me put the little Miracle, the little guy. There you go.
There you go.
What did he do?
I think
Oh,
he
he
was
was,
a preacher.
yeah, preacher. Okay.
Just preachers all the way down.
Yes! Okay, who have we locked
Alright,
in?
who did we lock in properly?
Who did we lock in?
Who's in the right place?
Good eye on that sibling thing. Okay.
Yay! Okay,
Booyah.
we'll just have to rearrange some of the other ones.
Yeah. You're back.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes. But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s
Ooh.
Roottrees reunion. I also found some important-looking papers.
We'll have to look at that next time.
You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
9 more. Okay. Very cool. All right, let's see who we got correct. So we know that we probably just mixed these up then.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and swap them and see if that fixes it. But it won't tell us whether we're locked in. But we know then that, well we don't know.
If we do get 3 more, so we do have those 3, the 2 other miracles and Lauren. So if we switch Lauren,
Yeah. Let me Miracle Junior.
Yeah.
Should be, I love the light behind him. Preacher. And
I am the second coming. Yeah, the preacher was married to Jacob. Called it.
who was he married to?
That part I don't remember. We'll leave it as unknown. The only one we do know is
Okay.
the third.
Yeah. Roottrees.
Miracle.
Cool. Third. Which is this. And they were married to Nicole. Well, which we couldn't pick because we didn't know who to pick.
I'm happy just to guess at Nicole Smith at this point.
Okay.
And we'll change her, or change his occupation to preacher. If you want to clear Jacob Rafferty from being married to
Oh, yeah.
Mr.
That might help.
Miracle Jr.
Tracks though? No.
It's like marry and then die in a war? Yeah,
Yeah, it tracks. Okay, so, and then let's put in Lauren here.
I was ready for the wild child with a string of divorces as well. Like, holy
I
cow.
was too. I was a little disappointed. I was like, oh, dang. And then Lauren was here, and we're thinking author.
Yeah. Prolific author, too.
Yeah!
Yes!
Nice job. Deserve a gold star. Locked in everyone on the notable Roottrees list.
Yay!
Perfect.
Booyah!
That is a good place to stop then for today. So schedule-wise, I'll have to talk with you about schedule, but you should be open at least for Mondays, right?
I should be open for most Mondays. We're not doing anything next week because it's in office, right?
Correct, yeah. I mean, unless we want to start at 4, but it's up to you. Let me look at my schedule real quick. 1 second.
Sure. This is fun.
I do. It's fun. It's nice to, like, play a game with somebody, too. That isn't us running around in Ashlands and getting our butt kicked with Valheim.
I'm so sorry. I don't envy you.
We did manage to beat the boss, but yeah.
Yay!
We're going to be playing Baldur's Gate. We're going to do character creation tomorrow. Should be fun.
Yes! Okay, that's gonna be really fun.
How do I get to my schedule? How do I do that? I don't know how to do that.
I mean, calendar and Outlook, maybe?
Well, I was looking at my
right,
my Twitch schedule. Yeah, like I only know how to get to it from my channel, but my channel's on live right now, and it's like doesn't. That's weird.
I'll look it up. there.
Okay, yeah, see if, like, when I scroll down, I just see, like, my about page, but I don't see the schedule. It might not show when I'm live or something. I don't know.
Sometimes you have to like click on your icon and it will go to your main page, and then it will have your home about
Oh,
schedule.
there it is. Okay, I see. Okay. Yeah.
You got your until then on Wednesday and FMV day on Friday still, if that's still accurate.
I was gonna. I didn't have anything slotted in for Friday. I was thinking of putting Baldur's Gate 3 there if Tanya was interested in that, but I can bump off until then.
Okay.
Because I'm more interested in this game currently. So we'll bump off until then and put in Roottrees for Wednesday, if you're good for that.
I'm good with that.
Okay. All right
Exciting!
then. Cool. Well, we'll be back then on Wednesday at 4.
4 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Perfect. All right. I'll update the schedule after this. Thanks for y'all hanging out. Make sure to follow, and I'll put the VOD on my YouTube channel. You can find that at the below section, about section. It's also upon croutons. Appreciate y'all coming in and chatting, and I hope to see y'all next time. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Goodbye.
See y'all later.